to destroy my world!
Even though Dragon Ball is one of the biggest and most iconic anime franchises of all time, a lot of its fans still haven't seen the original anime. And today, we're here to fix just that. Following the story of a young, mysterious, superhuman boy named Goku, this show would go on to become arguably the most influential anime of all time. While the original Dragon Ball anime is definitely different from the more popular installments that came after it, it's still considered a personal favorite for a lot of the franchise's most die-hard fans, including little old me. So, without further ado, let's dive into the hilarious, chaotic, and dramatic world of Dragon Ball. It's gonna be a long, beautiful journey. In the first episode, we kick things off deep in the mountains, where a wild little kid named Son Goku lives alone. He's got a monkey tail, super strength, and no clue how normal people work. He was raised by Grandpa Gohan, who trained him to fight and left him with a weird orange ball before he died. Goku treats it like it is his grandpa, which is kind of sad, but also kind of wholesome.
This won't take long. I'll be right back. Huh?
One day, after fishing with his tail and drop-kicking a giant fish to death, Goku gets run over by a car. He's never seen a car before and naturally assumes it's a monster, so he picks it up and yeets it. Inside is Bulma, a rich teenage girl with tech, a short temper, and a gun. She shoots Goku in the face, but of course, he survives, because it's that kind of show. Turns out, Bulma's searching for Dragon Balls, 7 magical orbs that grant any wish when gathered. She's already got 2, and Goku's got 1. Bulma wants it, Goku refuses. It was his grandpa's ball, and this kid doesn't do emotional detachment. However, Goku agrees to tag alongside Bulma on her journey to find more of these balls. She's got gadgets and a radar that tracks the Dragon Balls, and he's just kind of vibing. Bulma then pulls out a capsule that spawns a motorcycle, and Goku thinks she's a witch. Anyway, before they even find another Dragon Ball, a pterodactyl swoops in and snatches Bulma. Goku gets tied up, escapes, then launches himself off a cliff, yelling for his power pole, a magical staff, to extend. He then one-shots the dino mid-air, saving Bulma. However, she's so freaked out at this point that she literally pees herself. The adventure officially begins. In episode 2, Goku and Bulma camp out near Skull Valley, but Bulma doesn't do tents. She spawns a whole house from a capsule and Goku thinks it's a monster. He's also baffled by the modern stuff like TVs and lights. Things get even weirder when Bulma realizes Goku reeks and forces him to take a bath. That's when she notices his tail is real. Like, it's really part of his body. Later, Bulma tries to unwind with a bubble bath, but Goku walks in like it's nothing, commenting on her missing tail. She flips out, obviously. Meanwhile, Emperor Pilaf, a short wannabe ruler of the world, sends his hench duo Shu and Mai to Skull Valley after spotting a glow that he thinks is another Dragon Ball. Turns out it's just wolf eyes. Goku, meanwhile, accidentally downs their plane thinking it's a bird, then saves them by beating up the wolves. And Bulma is horrified when he brings back a skinned wolf and a giant centipede to eat when he comes back. The next morning, Goku meets a talking turtle and volunteers to return him to the beach 100 miles away. Bulma's annoyed but follows him anyway, and their adventure continues. Episode 3 shows Goku, Bulma, and Turtle running into a talking bear thief who wants to eat the turtle. Goku says nah and knocks the guy out with one clean hit in his first real fight, and it's over in seconds. They then finally reach the beach and the turtle heads into the ocean, but he comes back with his master, Master Roshi, a weird old dude also known as the Turtle Hermit. Roshi rewards Goku with the Flying Nimbus, a magic cloud that only the pure of heart can ride. Roshi tries and fails, but Goku has no trouble. Meanwhile, Bulma spots a Dragon Ball around Roshi's neck and wants it, so Roshi casually asks for a peek at her underwear. Yeah, anime was kinda weird back then, wasn't it? Anyway, she flashes him without realizing she's not wearing any underwear, which is just great. Roshi hands over the ball, nose bleeding, and Pilaf later shows up too late. Goku and Bulma leave, and she finally finds out what she showed Roshi. She is not happy. Episode 4 has our gang on the road again. Bulma hops on her bike and loses a Dragon Ball. Goku checks on her and they spot a village nearby, the Aru village, but it's totally deserted. Or so it seems. Turns out a shape-shifting creep named Oolong has been kidnapping girls, and the villagers are hiding in fear. Goku volunteers to bait the guy by dressing up as the next target, Pokawatha. Oolong shows up looking like a devil, then switches into a hot guy, impressing even Bulma. But when he realizes that Pokawata P's standing up, the jig is up. He transforms into a giant bull, then a ninja, but nothing works. Goku chases him down using the flying Nimbus. Oolong then tries to escape by turning into a rocket, but his time limit runs out midair and he crashes. As the episode ends, we find out that the girls were never harmed. They were just living spoiled in his mansion. The villagers are relieved and Bulma finds her 4th Dragon Ball. In episode 5, Bulma, Goku, and their new tag-along Oolong are sailing down a river when Bulma mentions they're now heading to a place called Fire Mountain. Hearing this, Oolong nopes out immediately. He turns into a fish and bails. Goku tries to catch him, but Bulma just waves her underwear, lures him back, and blackmails him to stay, using a poop trigger pill. Okay. When the boat runs out of gas, Bulma forces Oolong to turn into a paddle. Once ashore, she realizes her capsules are gone and blames Oolong, who tries to sneak off until Bulma says the poop trigger word piggy and Oolong has to run to find a toilet. Now walking across a brutal desert, Bulma throws a fit and passes out. They are all then ambushed by Yamcha, a desert bandit, and his shape-shifting buddy Puar. Goku and Yamcha fight until Yamcha sees Bulma, panics, and runs. Turns out, the fearsome bandit is terrified of girls. Relatable as hell. In episode 6, the gang crashes for a night in a motorhome where Oolong tries to steal the Dragon Balls along with some of Bulma's clothes and gives Goku a sleep-inducing drink to escape. Meanwhile, Yamcha and Puar sneak around trying to get the Dragon Balls for themselves. Yamcha, after accidentally getting a glimpse of Bulma, decides he'll use the Dragon Balls to stop being scared of girls. Chaos follows as Oolong, Puar, and Yamcha all try to steal the balls, with mistaken identities and some awkward moments. The next day, the bus gets blown up by a bomb planted by Emperor Pilaf's goons, and Goku, Bulma, and Oolong end up walking. Yamcha shows up, apologizes, and offers them a car, though he secretly plans to steal the Dragon Balls for himself later. In episode 7, Goku, Bulma, and Oolong head towards the Fire Mountain, where a giant called the Ox King supposedly lives. Turns out, the Flaming Mountain is real. Meanwhile, Yamcha and Puar are still tailing them and run into a little girl named Chi-Chi who murders an entire dinosaur with a beam from her helmet. Goku meets the Ox King, fights him briefly, then learns he was friends with Grandpa Gohan and trained under Master Roshi. Ox King then asks Goku to find Roshi and get his magical fan to put out the flames of the Fire Mountain. And he also offers up his daughter Chi-Chi's hand in marriage if Goku succeeds. Goku accepts this challenge because of course he does. Chi-Chi joins him and it all gets weird. In episode 8, Goku and Chi-Chi arrive at Kame House to meet Master Roshi, who proves he's legit by flashing his weird Hermit Club ID. Goku asks for the Bansho fan, a magical fan that can extinguish the flames at Fire Mountain. But Roshi says he'll help if Goku gets him a date with Bulma. Later, it turns out that Roshi threw the fan away anyway, so he tags along with Goku to put out the Fire Mountain himself by getting absolutely jacked and using a move called the Kamehameha, which nukes the whole mountain and castle, but works. Goku sees this and copies the move instantly, blowing up a car. Bulma, meanwhile, dodges the date by sending Oolong disguised as her. Goku and Chi-Chi then share a weird marriage promise before parting ways. In episode 9, we don't see a lot, aside from Goku and Bulma getting ambushed by the so-called rabbit mob, only to be saved by Yamcha and Puar. So let's just move on to the next episode. In episode 10, Bulma reveals that she's been dragging everyone through danger just to wish for a boyfriend, and Oolong's done. Meanwhile, Emperor Pilaf is trying to fix his dragon radar so he can find the Dragon Balls first. His goons, Mai and Shu, ambush Goku's group in the desert, blow up their ride, and steal the Dragon Balls. Goku misses his chance to get them back, but thankfully still has one on him. Yamcha shows up to help, and they all head to Pilaf's castle, but Pilaf traps them inside using a bunch of gimmicky death traps. Goku gets distracted, Bulma almost dies, Yamcha saves her, and now they're all stuck in a sealed room with no way out. In episode 11, Goku's group is still stuck in Pilaf's castle. They're trying to punch their way out while Emperor Pilaf celebrates having 6 Dragon Balls. He doesn't realize Goku's still holding the last one. Pilaf then spies on them, which leads to Bulma insulting him, and he then responds by grabbing her with a robot claw and threatening her with the treatment, which turns out to be a lame kiss. He then gasses the room but ends up knocking himself out too. Mai and Shu, meanwhile, find the final ball on Goku, giving Pilaf all 7. And Pilaf then heads outside to summon the dragon, forgetting to lock the door. Thanks to that, the crew escapes, only to get trapped in a giant pinball machine. Goku blasts a hole with a Kamehameha.
Oops, I guess I need a little more practice. Look at that hole. It's pretty small, huh?
and Oolong and Puar fly out, all while Shenron, the eternal dragon inside the Dragon Balls, rises. In episode 12, Shenron's out, and Pilaf is ready to wish for world domination, but he freezes up. Goku busts through the wall with a Kamehameha just as Oolong shapeshifts and beats Pilaf to the punch, wishing instead for a comfy pair of underwear. After this, Shenron dips and the Dragon Balls scatter. And because of this, Goku's now bummed because he lost his grandpa's keepsake. Dragon Ball is Goku's only remaining memory of his grandfather. Goku then tells the story of how his grandpa died. He explained how one night during a full moon, a terrifying monster appeared out of nowhere in his village and trampled over his grandfather, leaving him dead. Meanwhile, Pilaf sends Shu and Mai to take Goku and his crew out. Goku and Yamcha fight off some dog cops, but Goku's too drained to keep going, and they all get captured. While they're locked in a steel prison, something happens. Goku sees the full moon outside and he instantly transforms into a huge ape-like monster, wrecking the place and sending everyone into full panic mode. So, in case you missed it, the monster that killed Grandpa Gohan was most likely Goku himself. Yikes. In episode 13, Giant Ape Goku goes full wrecking ball on Pilaf's castle, forcing Pilaf, Shu, and Mai to panic and throw pillows at him. Spoiler, that doesn't work. They then escape in a plane and try to blast Goku out of the sky with a missile. It knocks him out, but not for too long. After licking an unconscious Bulma, Goku almost eats her. However, before that happens, Yamcha, Oolong, and Puar team up and chop off Goku's tail, shrinking him back to normal, all while Pilaf cries over his broken castle. The next day, Goku's clueless and doesn't remember anything. Yamcha and Bulma both have a moment where they realize they're single, take one good look at each other, and decide to become an official couple. I'm sure that'll last forever. After that, everyone splits up and Goku takes the Flying Nimbus to go train with Master Roshi, ready for his next adventure. And that was the end to Dragon Ball's first ever arc. Of course, if you know anything about this show, you know it's only going to get more intense from here. In episode 14, Goku's headed to Master Roshi's island for training, but gets distracted goofing off on the Flying Nimbus. Meanwhile, Bulma, Yamcha, Oolong, and Puar crash in a jungle and get lost again. Classic. A random small kid's also tearing through the landscape, but we don't know who he is yet. Goku finally gets to Roshi's house and finds the old man glued to an exercise video. When Goku asks for training, Roshi agrees, but only if Goku brings him a girl. Goku brings him a jacked bodybuilder and then a mermaid. No luck. That mystery kid finally shows up, and it's Krillin, a bald, smug young kid who's here to train. Roshi only agrees after Krillin bribes him with adult magazines, so training's off to a weird start. In episode 15, Goku and Krillin head out to find a girl for Master Roshi and stumble upon a saloon where a quiet girl named Launch sneezes and turns into a gun-tooting maniac with blonde hair. She wrecks the place, robs a train, and gets chased by cops until she sneezes again and turns back into her innocent self. Goku saves her and he and Krillin take her to Roshi. Roshi's instantly smitten and gives her some creepy training armor. But before she can change into that, she sneezes back into bad Launch mode and starts blasting everyone with a machine gun. Luckily though, she sneezes again just in time to save them all. In episode 16, Master Roshi moves Kame House, which is just the name of his house by the way, to a bigger island for serious training. He tests Goku and Krillin with a 100-meter dash and later runs it faster than both of them. Not bad for an old man. Then he tosses a marked stone into the jungle and says whoever brings it back gets dinner. At first, Krillin marks a fake rock and brings it back to make it look like Roshi's. And let's just say it didn't go too well.
Nice try, lame-o, but that's not my handwriting!
Later, both of them find it, causing a fight where Goku wins but gets duped again. Krillin brings the real stone back and earns his meal, only to get food poisoning from Launch's pufferfish stew, which means Goku, who wasn't allowed to eat, ends up being the lucky one. In episode 17, we see more of Master Roshi's special training for the World Martial Arts Tournament, along with some more of Launch's sneezing shenanigans. Needless to say, the tournament is setting up to be one to remember. The World Martial Arts Tournament nears in episode 18, and fighters everywhere start prepping, but none are suffering like Goku and Krillin. Roshi makes them plow fields by hand, study books, do construction work, no power tools allowed, and swim laps. That too in a lake full of sharks. By the end of the day, they're tied to trees, dodging bees for reflex training. It's not getting any easier for our little warriors. By episode 19, months fly by, and Goku and Krillin are absolute beasts now, crushing their insane training and burning through Launch's rice at dinner. Meanwhile, Yamcha also finishes his forest training and heads back to West City. Everyone reunites just in time for the tournament. Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha all sign up. The stage is finally set. In episode 20, the World Martial Arts Tournament finally kicks off with 137 fighters entering the elimination round, but only 8 will make it to the finals. Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha all land in separate blocks, avoiding each other for now. Goku dominates his first fight by barely tapping a giant and sending him flying. Meanwhile, Krillin gets his revenge on a bully from his old temple with a clean knockout. And in another match, Krillin fakes being injured and then miraculously recovers, scaring his opponent enough to make him forfeit. Yamcha wipes out his opponents with his signature Wolf Fang Fist. All 3 of them make it to the finals, and Bulma's crew couldn't be more hyped. In episode 21, Goku and Krillin reunite with Bulma in the gang after making it to the finals. Master Roshi's missing, but no one notices too much except Oolong. The 8 finalists are then brought in to draw match numbers. First up is Krillin versus Bacterian, a dude so filthy he's literally a biological weapon. The guy uses his stink, crotch hands, and butt smothering to humiliate Krillin. Goodness gracious. But Goku reminds him that he doesn't even have a nose. Genius. That flips a switch as Krillin dodges a snot bomb and lands a clean hit. He then finishes it with a revenge fart to the face. Bacterian taps out instantly. In episode 22, Yamcha faces an old man named Jackie Chun. Yamcha starts strong, but Jackie effortlessly dodges everything, including Yamcha's big wolf fang fist. Jackie then hits him with an energy wave, sending him out of the ring for an easy win. This makes Krillin nervous since he's up next against Jackie. In the next match, Nam, a guy fighting to get water for his village, takes on Ron Fawn, a seductive fighter who tries distracting him with her looks. Classic old anime stuff. Nonetheless, Nam stays focused, knocks her out with one clean punch, and wins. In episode 23, Goku goes up against Giran, a big creature with a tail. Their match is delayed by rain, so they all go to a restaurant. Giran overhears some monks from the Orin Temple laughing at him and flips out, attacking them. Yamcha steps in but is stopped by Jackie Chun. The next day, Goku's late for his match because he fell asleep. When he finally gets to the ring, Giran attacks him instantly with his merry-go-round gum, trapping him in place. Goku calls the Flying Nimbus to escape, but the judges warn him not to use it again since it's technically a foreign object. Giran gets scared when Goku's tail grows back after it was chopped off back in the Pilaf fight and surrenders. So Goku moves on. In episode 24, the semifinals officially begin. Goku is facing Nam while Krillin is matched up against Jackie Chun. The announcer interviews the kids and Goku casually shows everyone his tail by pulling down his pants. Krillin explains that they were trained by Master Roshi and the crowd goes wild. Krillin and Jackie Chun's fight kicks off with Jackie dodging his every attack. Krillin struggles to keep up until he manages to see Jackie's moves and blocks a punch. However, Jackie's speed and tricks overwhelm Krillin, and after a brutal roundhouse, Krillin's knocked out, which means Jackie moves on to the finals. Yamcha suspects Jackie is Master Roshi, but Goku dismisses it. In episode 25, Goku and Nam face off, and Nam makes it clear that he's only fighting for the prize money to help his village. However, despite Nam's best efforts, Goku keeps coming back stronger. Nam decides to use his powerful cross-arm dive to win, nearly knocking Goku out cold. But Goku surprises everyone by jumping up before the 10 count. The fight continues with Goku dodging Nam's attacks and finally kicking him out of the ring. Goku wins and heads to the finals. Meanwhile, Master Roshi, disguised as Jackie Chun, secretly gives Nam a capsule of water for his village. He then explains he disguised himself to push Goku and Krillin to keep training. Yamcha confronts Jackie, but when he points to a fake Master Roshi in the crowd, Yamcha is tricked. Nam, meanwhile, heads home and the final match is set. In episode 26, Jackie Chun and Goku begin their final match. Goku teases Jackie, asking if he's Master Roshi's brother, but Jackie says he's his cousin. They both then charge up their Kamehameha and their waves clash, lighting up the arena, but neither seem hurt. Jackie uses a double after image, but Goku surprises him with a triple after image and lands a hit. Jackie then starts using the drunken boxing technique, acting all wobbly. Goku tries to block, but Jackie's unpredictable movements throw him off. After that, Goku, not backing down, starts crawling around like a monkey and lands some punches, calling it his crazy monkey attack. Seeing this, Jackie prepares his next move, clearly not finished yet. In episode 27, Jackie Chun uses his hypnosis technique to put Goku to sleep, but Goku wakes up when he hears Bulma shout dinner. He then again starts acting like a monkey using his rock, scissors, and paper technique, which eventually helps him land a punch on Jackie. Jackie then powers up and uses the Thunder Shock Surprise, sending 20,000 volts into Goku. Goku starts to give up, but suddenly spots the moon, transforming into a great ape. Everyone freaks out as Goku breaks free from the attack and begins stomping on the tournament building. Yamcha and Krillin try to stop him, and Jackie Chun powers up for a max power Kamehameha to stop Goku. Despite warnings, he fires it, and after a massive flash, Goku is gone. After this, Jackie is exhausted, and Yamcha announces that Goku didn't survive. In the next episode, after the max power Kamehameha, everyone thinks Goku's gone, but he emerges from the rubble completely naked. Seeing this, Jackie Chun explains that he didn't aim at Goku but blew up the moon instead. Excuse me, what? The announcer scolds Jackie for destroying the moon.
What's going to light up the skies for us at night? What about romantic moonlit walks?
And Goku reluctantly puts on Krillin's gi, his uniform. The fight continues, but both are exhausted. Jackie Chun tries to find a weakness in Goku and suggests they go for one final blow. They both kick each other, collapsing to the ground. Goku gets up first, but faints before finishing his victory cry. So Jackie Chun is declared the winner. He takes his 500,000 Zenny prize, which is in Dragon Ball currency by the way. As Jackie changes back to Master Roshi, he imagines spending all this money on women, of course. However, at dinner, Goku eats so much food that Roshi has to spend nearly all his prize money on Goku's meal. Kinda poetic. In episode 29, a new arc begins as the tournament ends and the crew splits up. Krillin stays with Master Roshi, who's bummed since he had plans with Launch, and Goku heads out to find his grandpa Gohan's 4-star Dragon Ball. Bulma lets him borrow the Dragon Radar, which is kinda sweet. In episode 33, Goku ventures off into a forest looking for the Dragon Ball, but unbeknownst to him, another group of criminals known as the Red Ribbon Army are also looking for the Dragon Balls for their own evil needs. The mission is being led by Colonel Silver, an aggressive soldier who isn't worried about killing Goku if that's what it takes. Uh-oh. In episode 34, Goku chills with a bunch of monkeys until a storm hits, forcing him and the Red Ribbon Army to pause their Dragon Ball hunt. Inside a cabin, Colonel Silver updates Staff Officer Black. He's hoping the storm will push the Dragon Ball ashore. Next morning, Silver finds his lazy troops slacking. Meanwhile, Goku just strolls in and finds the Dragon Ball instantly. When the goons try to snatch it, he knocks them out no problem. After this, Silver blows up Goku's flying Nimbus and gets wrecked for it. Goku then also raids Silver's place, finds a capsule plane, and flies north with a Red Ribbon robot and a plane he found while looting. At Red Ribbon HQ, Commander Red, the supreme leader of the Red Ribbon Army, hears about Silver's failure and fires him permanently. Meanwhile, Goku's heading into General White's snowy territory now, but the plane crashes in the cold, and he nearly freezes before a mysterious girl rescues him. In episode 35, after crashing in the icy north, Goku nearly freezes but gets saved by a girl named Suno, who drags him to her house in Jingle Village. Meanwhile, General White, stationed at Muscle Tower, sends 2 Red Ribbon goons, a human and a talking dog, to track Goku down. Suno warms Goku up and asks what he is doing out there. He explains he's collecting Dragon Balls and shows her one, clarifying he's not with the Red Ribbon Army. Suno warns him that the army's been enslaving villagers and threatening to kill their chief. The Red Ribbon scouts then find Goku mid-bath, but he simply wrecks them Goku style. He then promises to rescue the chief, gets winter gear from Suno, and storms toward Muscle Tower, smashing through the guards with his power pole. In episode 36, Goku enters Muscle Tower and wipes out a group of guards without breaking a sweat. Watching from above are General White and Ninja Murasaki, who decide to unleash their next fighter, Major Metallotron, a massive robot no one's ever beaten. At first, Goku thinks it'll be easy. He dodges a punch, lands on Metallotron's shoulder, and knocks him out with one hit. But, surprise surprise, Metallotron gets back up, grabs Goku, and nearly crushes him. Goku escapes, but the robot then starts firing missiles and launching punches. Goku lands a Kamehameha, blowing Metallotron's head off, but the machine keeps coming. After taking some more hits, Metallotron finally powers down from a dead battery. And as that happens, Goku heads to the 4th floor where Ninja Murasaki is waiting. In episode 37, Goku reaches the 4th floor and gets ambushed by Ninja Murasaki, a goofy red ribbon ninja who tries to stay hidden in a fake forest. Goku easily dodges all his attacks and even hits him with a rock mid-jump. Murasaki then tries hiding tricks, like breathing through a pipe underwater, but Goku pours hot tea down the pipe and burns his tongue. Murasaki runs, drops spike traps, and even challenges Goku to a duel. To this, Goku just grabs sandals to deal with the spikes. They sword fight until Goku tricks Murasaki into landing butt first on his power pole. Ouch. Murasaki recovers, pretends to fight fair, then throws a metal boomerang shuriken that smacks Goku in the back of his head. In episode 38, Goku's totally fine after that boomerang hit, which shocks Ninja Murasaki, who panics and runs again. Goku chases him all while dodging more of his throwing stars and finally nails Murasaki right in the forehead with one. Cornered, Murasaki then tries escaping across a pond full of piranhas using water walking shoes, but Goku just jumps clean over it like it's nothing. Then Murasaki summons his 4 identical brothers, turning into 5 Murasakis total. They all attack Goku at once with swords, guns, and even blowguns. And he starts dodging like crazy, using his power pole and double image trick to knock them out one by one. After that, the last Murasaki runs upstairs to the next floor and releases a giant Frankenstein-looking android named Android 8, and even Goku looks a little worried now. In episode 39, Android 8 breaks out of his chains, but when Ninja Murasaki tells him to fight Goku, he flat out refuses. Turns out he hates violence and doesn't agree with the Red Ribbon Army's whole vibe. Murasaki threatens to blow him up with a remote, but Goku smacks that very remote out of his hand and knocks him out with a power pole. After this, Android 8, who Goku nicknames Aider, agrees to help him rescue the village chief. But before that, they get stuck in a maze controlled by General White, who can shift the walls. Some Red Ribbon soldiers ambush them, but Goku and Aider take them out with ease. They figure out the maze trick too and reach the top floor, only for White to drop them into a pit with a hidden trapdoor. In episode 40, Goku and Android 8 land in a creepy basement filled with skeletons. General White demands Goku hand over the Dragon Ball and radar, but Goku refuses. That's when White unleashes Bouillon, a giant blobby monster who can bounce back any attack. Even Goku's Kamehameha does nothing. Realizing brute force won't cut it, Goku smashes a hole in the wall, letting in freezing air. Bouillon then freezes solid and Goku kicks him to pieces. After that, Goku leaps back up to White's floor and uses his power pole to bring Android 8 up with him. With Bouillon gone, they demand the chief be released. Episode 41 begins back in the control room. General White thinks Goku's worn out from fighting Bouillon and decides to take him on himself. And that goes horribly because Goku kicks his shins, which makes White scream like a cartoon villain. After some more weak tricks, White grabs Goku by the tail, which actually drains Goku's strength. He spins Goku around and slams him into a wall, but Goku quickly recovers and knocks White flat. White pretends to surrender, then pulls a gun and takes the Jingle Village chief hostage. When he shoots Goku, Android 8 snaps and punches White straight out of the tower. After that, Aider brings the whole place down for good. They both then return to Suno's house, where peace finally returns to the village. In episode 42, Goku stuffing his face at Suno's place with Android 8, the village chief, and her parents. He's about to leave when he remembers that he never grabbed the Dragon Ball. Aider hands over the 2-star ball to him, saying he found it in an ice cave, and Goku's happy hearing this, but it's not the 4-star ball. So... Aider then also mentions that he has literally got a bomb inside of him, and to this, Suno suggests that he visit Dr. Flap, who might be able to help with that. Goku's radar is broken as well, so they both decide to go to the doctor together, and Suno tags along as well. However, Ninja Murasaki, who's somehow still alive, stalks them like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. They cross an icy lake where Goku can't skate, Aider cracks the ice, and Murasaki ends up trapped under it. But, of course, he survives, puts on a bear suit, and continues to follow them. After a while of that, Murasaki trips, turns into a snowball, crashes into a tree, and loses the disguise. Goku and Aider finally reach Dr. Flap, who used to work with the Red Ribbon Army but ditched them. Murasaki is already in the house and takes Suno hostage, forcing Flap to steal Goku's bag. Goku and Aider chase him, but Murasaki nabs the bag and speeds off on a snowmobile. Goku continues to chase him and uses a Kamehameha to trigger an avalanche, which takes Murasaki out. However, it turns out that the bag only had Goku's lunch because Suno's parents still have the Dragon Balls. Back at the lab, Flap removes Ader's bomb while Goku saves the day by stopping it from going off. Flap can't fix the Dragon Ball radar though, so it's time to visit Bulma. As the episode ends, Goku tosses the bomb far away and it lands right on Murasaki's head. Kaboom! In episode 43, Goku spends the night at Suno's house, then heads out to West City to get his radar fixed by Bulma. Goku thinks he can't use the Nimbus because of how Silver blew it up, but he stumbles upon an old man who tells him that the Nimbus clouds can't be destroyed. So, Goku summons it again. After saying goodbye, Goku heads out. Meanwhile, Commander Red is pissed that the Dragon Balls are slipping away. Goku reaches the city, rides the Nimbus, and starts asking around for Bulma. No one knows her, so he takes a cab even though he has no money. To get some money though, Goku beats a fighter in a street contest for 100,000 zeni, then gives that money to a cop who helps him find Bulma's huge house. Turns out, she's the daughter of the president of a major conglomerate, the Corpuscle Corporation. Basically, the Dragon Ball version of Apple or Tesla. In episode 44, Goku arrives at Capsule Corporation to get his Dragon Radar fixed by Bulma. She greets him and invites him in, where they meet Dr. Brief, Bulma's dad, and the mega genius inventor billionaire. Bulma fixes the radar and shows off her new invention, the microband, which shrinks her down. However, she accidentally gets stepped on by her mom, Bikini, who brings drinks. After that, Goku also learns about Bulma and Yamcha's relationship issues. While all of that's going on, Husky, a master thief hired by the Red Ribbon Army, is planning to steal Goku's Dragon Balls. Back with Goku and Bulma, they tour the city on the Nimbus, meeting Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong before heading to Dreamland, unaware that Husky is watching them. A new arc starts in episode 46, and Goku and Bulma head off to find the next Dragon Ball, unaware that the Red Ribbon Army is still tracking them. Commander Red sends words to General Blue, a vain and ruthless officer who loves his own reflection and literally executes soldiers for slacking. When Blue hears that Goku defeated Colonel Silver and General White, he's unimpressed. Just a kid, right? Meanwhile, Goku and Bulma find out that the Dragon Ball they came looking for is underwater. Bulma opens a capsule from her dad's mix-up kit, only to unleash a bunch of dirty magazines. And Goku thinks the girls in them are just poor. That's why they have little to no clothes on. Yikes. After that, Bulma runs into two creepy Red Ribbon soldiers who start harassing her, but Goku knocks them out. Now they're headed to Kame House for help. In episode 47, Goku and Bulma hit up Kame House for a submarine. Master Roshi is thrilled to see Bulma again and immediately starts being a creep. Meanwhile, General Blue is still tracking Goku and sends scouts to Kame House, now convinced that Roshi is the brains behind the Dragon Radar. After that, Goku, Bulma, and Krillin, who was also at Kame House, head off with the submarine. In episode 48, Goku, Bulma, and Krillin take a submarine to search for a Dragon Ball underwater. Meanwhile, General Blue, yup, that very strict and narcissistic Red Ribbon Army officer guy, wants to hunt them down. He sends Captain Dark to raid Kame House while he leads an attack on Goku's crew himself. Blue spots Goku and his crew near an underwater cave and starts firing torpedoes, nearly hitting them. After a close call, Goku's team escapes into a narrow tunnel. Furious, Blue executes the gunner who missed. Then he hops into a mini submarine and heads in after them, personally leading the chase through the cave. Episode 49 starts at Red Ribbon HQ. Commander Red vents about how his elite army still can't beat a little kid, mocking General Blue's supposed brilliance. Staff Officer Black tries to agree, but Red snaps and orders him to make sure Blue gets the job done. Meanwhile, Captain Dark and his goons raid Kame House, so Roshi at first jokes around, but then wipes the floor with them. Also, when Launch is held at gunpoint, Turtle triggers her sneeze and she transforms and destroys the guy. Underwater, Goku's group finds a pirate skeleton and follows a trail towards some kind of treasure. General Blue catches up with them, and Krillin reminds Goku that these guys don't do friendly chats. They're here for a fight. In episode 50, Goku, Bulma, and Krillin end up in a cave and make it through a trapped hallway full of arrows using Goku's extendable power pole. Commander Red, meanwhile, is getting his portrait done and flips out when the artist paints him taller than Staff Officer Black, exposing his tiny height complex, something you should keep in mind for future events. Back in the cave, General Blue, who's still following our gang here, loses all his men to the arrow trap and finds a secret path. After surviving an eel electrocution, he catches up just as the gang stumbles into a pirate dock. After that, a massive pirate robot activates and attacks them. Episode 51 starts with Goku and Krillin taking on the massive pirate robot while General Blue just lurks nearby. He is silently impressed by how good these kids are at fighting. After a while, Krillin gets smacked and tags out thinking that Goku can solo the robot. Goku dodges bullets and even uses the robot's momentum against it, but nothing really works. Krillin and Bulma then fire a missile straight into Goku. Whoops. The floor caves in and the robot traces them, and Goku eventually recovers and wrecks it with a dive attack. After that, Blue, being his petty self, tricks Goku into taking a wrong turn. Meanwhile, Krillin and Bulma jump into a well as Blue strips down to follow them, so he doesn't have to ruin his clothes. In episode 52, Goku's still lost and runs into a giant octopus named Octopapa, who immediately tries to eat him. Meanwhile, Bulma and Krillin end up in the treasure room, where a creepy pirate statue comes to life and starts launching swords at them. Krillin deflects them, but one nearly nails him. He fights back while Goku struggles with the octopus, until he fries it with a Kamehameha and then eats it. Krillin finds a key that unleashes the treasure, and right as they celebrate, General Blue shows up. Bulma hits on him using her lady charms, but he's clearly not into it and just wants the gold. After that, Blue insults Krillin and a fight breaks out. Krillin holds his own for a bit, even lands a solid kick. But Blue's not just muscles. He's got psychic powers that paralyze Krillin. With the cave collapsing, Blue's ready to kill him. Bulma begs, but Blue's done playing nice. However, right as he raises a rock, Goku shows up, ready to fight just in time. In episode 53, Goku tells General Blue to quit picking on his friends and fight him instead. Blue flexes, laughs dramatically, and tries to intimidate Goku with his bulked up gym boy look. But Goku just calls him a balloon, which ticks him off. Damn. After a surprise kick from Blue, Goku comes back swinging, literally landing solid hits and loosening one of Blue's teeth. Furious, Blue then uses his psychic powers again to freeze Goku and starts tossing him around. However, right when Blue's about to end things with a shotgun to Goku's head, a mouse scurries by. Turns out, Blue's terrified of rodents and totally loses focus, which gives Goku a chance to snap out of it, poke him in the eyes, and knock him out cold with one punch. Soon enough, the cave starts collapsing, so Bulma and Krillin head for the submarine. Goku grabs the Dragon Ball and makes a run for it as well, and Blue wakes up just in time to get buried in there with the treasure and the rubble. In episode 54, Goku barely escapes the collapsing pirate cave and jumps into the submarine just in time. He's got the 3-star Dragon Ball, not the one from Grandpa Gohan, but hey, it's still progress. And he's also got some treasure. The cave starts caving in for real, and the submarine runs out of juice too. However, Goku saves the day by firing a Kamehameha to rocket his gang out of there. Back on Blue's base, Goku wants to keep the mouse that saved him from Blue, but ends up setting it free. Bulma is justifiably angry that Goku never told her about how close the Red Ribbon Army was to killing him, but chills out once she realizes the danger is over. Blue was completely wrecked. Meanwhile, as it turns out, General Blue survives and heads off rope in hand, dead set on getting revenge. In episode 55, Goku, Krillin, and Bulma are chilling at Kame House after the whole pirate cave chaos. Goku's still focused on finding his 4-star Dragon Ball, but Bulma's done with the drama. She just wants to fly home. Except, oops, Launch already stole the treasure along with Bulma's plane. After this, Goku asks to stash a Dragon Ball at Roshi's place, and he's cool with it, even with the Red Ribbon Army lurking. Back with General Blue, he's back with his old spying shenanigans again. He uses his psychic powers to tie everyone up and grabs the Dragon Balls, even planting a bomb before piecing out in a capsule jet. Bulma and Roshi try to sweet talk their way out, but Blue's not having it. Just in time though, Launch returns and unties Goku, who chucks the bomb away with seconds to spare. He then hops on his Nimbus and chases Blue to a weird little town, where he meets a super energetic girl named Arale. In episode 56, Goku meets a wild little girl named Arale Norimaki, who's super fast, super strong, and has no clue what Dragon Balls are. She wants to play, but Goku's busy chasing General Blue, who is hiding nearby after crash landing into the town. Goku searches the wreckage of Blue's jet, but the Dragon Balls are gone. After which, Arale offers to help and proves she's pure-hearted by hopping into the flying Nimbus like it's no big deal. Back with Blue, he ends up in Penguin Village, which is full of weirdos. He hijacks a guy's car and learns about this guy called Senbei Norimaki, a local inventor. Along the way, he becomes weirdly obsessed with a polite kid named Obochaman. He runs into some police trouble with the cops asking for his ID, fights them off, only to be eventually smacked by RLA and her monster babies, the Gachans, who eat his car. Meanwhile, Goku's radar breaks, so RLA takes him to Senbei for help. In episode 57, Goku takes his broken dragon radar to Senbei Norimaki, who's a super nice but totally useless mechanic. However, things aren't that bad since his toddler son Turbo Norimaki secretly uses psychic powers to fix Goku's radar, saving his dad from the embarrassment. Right as things calm down, General Blue shows up at the Norimaki house looking for a way out of Penguin Village and spots a plane. He then also spots Goku, which is not great. After this, Blue tries hiding but gets caught chilling in the fridge. He grabs RLA as hostage, but she just licks his knife like it's candy, completely unfazed. Goku's frozen by Blue's psychic powers again, and Blue snatches the dragon radar. However, before he can finish Goku off, Senbei tells RLA to play tag, and she obliterates Blue with one headbutt. Yup, he's done for. Anyway, after this, Turbo, using his psychic powers, builds a new radar for Goku, and Blue, now somewhere totally lost, tearfully calls Red Ribbon HQ to report his failure, while still clutching the stolen radar. In episode 58, a new arc begins, and we see General Blue stranded in the desert on a camel, whining about his split ends and plotting revenge on Goku. Back at Red Ribbon HQ, Commander Red is chilling with a game of pool. Meanwhile, Captain Yellow, a tiger-faced Red Ribbon operative, finds a Dragon Ball inside a volcano and sends a guy down in a helicopter to grab it. But the volcano erupts and blasts the ball far away. The ball then lands near Bora, a strong tribal warrior, and his son Upa, who live in the sacred land of Korin. When Yellow Squad reaches there, they try to take the ball and claim the land, but of course Bora shuts them down. Bullets don't even faze him. After that, Yellow tries to take Upa hostage, but Goku shows up, knocks Yellow out of the sky, and saves the kid. Goku's thrilled to see that they have Grandpa Gohan's 4-star ball, and it was the one that he was looking for all along. Meanwhile, Blue forces his way back into HQ, and Mercenary Tao, the Red Ribbon's top assassin, enters the scene. In episode 59, General Blue finally makes it back to Red Ribbon HQ and immediately gets salty with the guards for pretending to care. He then heads to Commander Red's office, where Red's already talking business with the notorious hitman Mercenary Tao. Blue tries defending his failures by showing off the stolen dragon radar, saying it'll help him find the Dragon Balls faster. However, Red's not impressed. He didn't want a gadget, he wanted results. Still, instead of firing Blue on the spot, Red gives him one more shot at redemption. He tells him to beat Tao in a fight. Uh-oh. Blue accepts the challenge, but Tao literally kills him with a pressure point poke using his tongue. So, yeah, Tao's as deadly as the hype suggests. Meanwhile, back in the sacred land of Korin, Bora tells Goku about the legendary Korin Tower and its power-boosting water. But before Goku can even start climbing it, Tao shows up, kills Bora without blinking, and tells Goku he's next. Goku's furious now, and he's more than ready to fight. In episode 60, Goku jumps into battle with Mercenary Tao, trying to avenge Bora while also protecting the Dragon Balls. He gives it everything he's got, but Tao's on another level. Even Goku's Kamehameha barely does anything, it just torches Tao's clothes. After testing each other out, Tao decides he's done playing games and blasts Goku with the Dodon Ray, a deadly finger beam that pierces through Goku's chest and leaves with the kill shot. And just like that, Goku, our main character, dies. Just kidding. Turns out Goku's still alive. The 4-star Dragon Ball on his shirt took the hit. Back with Tao, he thinks that the job is done and moves ahead to get his outfit remade in a nearby town. He also calls Commander Red to brag. In the call, Red lets him know that he only got 3 Dragon Balls, but Tao's not too worried. He thinks that he can just go grab the last one off Goku's corpse. Back with Goku, a soldier tries to finish the job, but Goku wrecks him with his power pole. Fueled by guilt and anger, Goku then decides it's time to climb Korin Tower to get strong enough to take Tao down for good. In episode 61, Goku finally makes it to the top of Korin Tower, expecting some kind of magic strength-boosting sacred water just sitting around. Instead, he finds a bunch of weird pots showing random visions from his life. his friends, memories, and even people he hasn't met yet. Then, a massive centipede jumps out and tries to strangle him. Normal tower stuff, I guess. After that, a voice tells Goku that these visions were his past, present, and future. Goku then climbs higher and meets a chubby white cat named Krillin, who claims he's the god of the tower. Goku wants the sacred water, but Krillin won't just hand it over. He says Goku has to take it from him. While Goku starts chasing this lightning-fast cat around, Mercenary Tao is chilling in a fancy hotel, deflecting bullets with his shoe and cooking eggs in his bathwater. Back at the tower, Krillin reveals that Master Roshi was the last person to get the water, and it took him 3 years. Yikes. In episode 62, Goku keeps chasing Krillin around for the sacred water, but no luck. Then Krillin tosses Goku's 4-star Dragon Ball off the tower, thinking it's trash. Furious, Goku races down, grabs it, and climbs all the way back up in just 3 hours. Krillin's stunned, all while Goku doesn't realize it yet, but that one trip alone just made him way stronger than he was before. Later that night, Goku has a chance to sneak the water while Krillin's pretending to be asleep, but decides not to cheat. Seeing this, Krillin is impressed, and he also says that Goku's already proving to be better than Master Roshi. After a few more days of intense training and learning to predict Krillin's moves, Goku finally gets the water, and finds out it's basically a placebo. It was the training that was the actual power-up. Standard anime stuff. Meanwhile, Tao gets his fresh outfit, refuses to pay the tailor, and just murders him instead, after which he launches himself back toward Goku. In episode 63, Mercenary Tao returns to the Sacred Land still after the Dragon Ball that Goku has. He roughs up Appa for info, but Appa refuses to talk, so Tao throws him up at the sky to Krillin Tower. Right before impact, however, Goku swoops in on the flying Nimbus and saves him. Goku and Tao then go for round 2, but this time Goku's way stronger. Tao tries his usual kill in 3 seconds move, but Goku easily blocks, dodges, and knocks him around. Tao's confused. How'd Goku level up this much in just 3 days? In response, Goku points towards the Krillin Tower, and that makes Tao realize that Krillin Tower isn't just some myth. Tao then gets mad that his fancy new outfit that he literally killed for is ruined. He tries a Dodon Ray and a sword from a capsule, but nothing works. So finally, he throws a rock at Appa to distract Goku and flies up to the Krillin Tower, hoping to get stronger too. And Goku, of course, has no problem with that. In episode 64, Appa's a little freaked out that Goku's not worried about Tao drinking the sacred water, but Goku's just chill. Meanwhile, both Bulma and the Red Ribbon Army are struggling with radar interference, which essentially just means that they can't track the Dragon Balls properly. Up on the tower, Tao demands the sacred water. Krillin, not taking him seriously, serves up a booger and spit cocktail in a fancy cup. Well, that's something, I guess. Tao drinks it, thinks he's gotten stronger, and heads down. So, Tao returns, cocky as ever, and throws everything he's got at Goku, including his ultimate crane-style assassin strike. But Goku shrugs it off. Tao then pretends to beg for mercy, and as soon as he got Goku distracted, he tosses a grenade. However, Goku is still Goku, so he kicks it back, and boom, Tao's gone. And after that, Goku sets off to end the Red Ribbon Army. In episode 65, as Goku heads for the Red Ribbon HQ, Colonel Violet, the highest-ranking woman in the Red Ribbon Army, nabs the 7-star Dragon Ball using Goku's old radar while barely escaping some angry locals. She then hands the ball over to Commander Red for cash, while Staff Officer Black assumes more balls are coming in with Mercenary Tao. Back at Kame House, Bulma creates a drone that she can use to find where Goku is. She eventually finds his location, which seems to be approaching the Red Ribbon Army base. The army finds the drone and immediately shoots it down, but its work was done. Bulma knows where Goku is and starts devising a plan to help him. To help Goku, Bulma calls Yamcha, who rolls out with Roshi, Launch, Oolong, and Puar. In episode 66, Goku finally reaches the Red Ribbon Army HQ and wastes no time. He blasts a helicopter out of the sky, instantly blowing his cover. Commander Red panics and launches every missile and heat seeker they've got, but Goku dodges it all like it's nothing and breaks into the base. Meanwhile, Krillin bumps into Yamcha's crew mid-flight, learns Goku's all on his own, and freaks out. Oolong pokes fun at Bulma and Yamcha's relationship and asks when they're gonna get married. But she's still salty at Yamcha and shuts that down fast. Back at HQ, Colonel Violet sees the chaos and decides she's out, slipping away with her cash. All while Goku smashes into Wing 8 where Red's hoarding the Dragon Balls. He then starts punching through floors, working his way up. In episode 67, Goku continues smashing his way through the Red Ribbon Army HQ, wiping out almost every soldier with ease. Commander Red loses it, calling his army a bunch of useless morons for getting wrecked by a kid. Staff Officer Black tries to defend them, pointing out Goku's crazy power, but Red just mocks him and shifts the blame. Meanwhile, Colonel Violet heads out with a bag full of stolen cash, making sure the security cams catch her so everyone knows she's not even pretending to stay loyal. With the army falling apart, Black begs Red to either retreat or help fight. Red refuses. He's not lifting a finger and definitely not leaving. Instead, he orders Black to fight Goku while he hides, showcasing his OP leadership qualities. Black does okay at first, but Goku beats him and tosses him out a window. After this, Red tries to crush Goku with a ceiling trap and starts celebrating ASAP for pulling it off. We then find out what his secret wish is, and it's surprisingly not world domination. He just wants to be taller. You and me, bro. You and me. Black overhears this and snaps. He calls Red out for betraying the army over vanity, but Red still just doesn't give a shit. So, in response, Black just shoots him. Black then takes over and offers Goku a place in the Black Ribbon Army. Goku obviously says no, and round 2 begins. A new arc begins in episode 68 and we see Goku's friends rushing to help him, but it's not like he needs it. Goku's battling Commander Black, who's controlling a giant robot suit, but Goku's strength is too much. Soon enough, Goku smashes through the suit, wrecking it and forcing Black to bail. The army totally bails too, and that's the end of that. With the base crushed, Goku scores 2 more Dragon Balls, so in total he's got 6 now. Just 1 left to revive Upa's dad. The crew is shocked that a kid just took down the whole army. Master Roshi then points out how Goku just charged straight in and crushed them. And he then also shares that he honestly thinks Goku might even be stronger than him. In episode 69, Goku wants to use the Dragon Balls to bring Upa's dad, Bora, back since he was killed by mercenary Tao. So the gang fixes the Dragon Radar, but it still can't find the last ball. To solve this, Master Roshi suggests visiting his sister, fortune teller Baba, for help. On the way, they stop in a town where Goku finds a scared Upa hiding. He comforts Upa and promises to bring Bora back. Soon enough, they finally reach Baba's palace, where the creepy Ghost Usher and some tough fighters greet them. Baba says finding the last Dragon Ball will cost a lot, but they can also fight 5 of her toughest fighters and win it. The gang agrees to the challenge. In episode 70, the fight kicks off with Baba's rules. Fall in the lake or give up and you lose. First up is Krillin vs Fangs the Vampire. Krillin gets caught off guard when Fangs sucks blood from his head, leaving him weak. After which, Fangs easily knocks him into the lake with some Muay Thai moves. Luckily though, the Ghost Usher patches Krillin up with blood and bandages. Next up, Upa and Puar team up against Fangs, and Upa's garlic breath and cross pose plus Puar turning into a giant hand easily gets them the win against Fangs. Yamcha's up next and has to fight an invisible guy named See-Through. He's getting wrecked since he can't see him, so Krillin comes up with a plan and asks Goku to bring Master Roshi and Bulma for backup. In episode 71, Yamcha's still fighting See-Through, the invisible man, and it's looking bad. He can't see the guy, so he tries listening instead. Krillin also starts chatting with See-Through, who talks back, giving Yamcha a chance to track him by sound. Just when Yamcha is getting the upper hand though, fortune teller Baba starts singing really horribly to block the noise, and the invisible man uses this opportunity to beat up Yamcha again. Soon enough, Krillin calls Goku to bring Master Roshi and Bulma. When they arrive, Bulma accidentally flashes Roshi, who nosebleeds all over the invisible man, making him visible. And this quickly leads to Yamcha finishing him off. As that happens, Baba takes Goku to a secret room where See-Through tries to trap him with falling bricks. Goku dodges and throws a brick back, causing the invisible man to get a nosebleed too. In episode 72, after some weird chanting, a sarcophagus opens and out comes Bandages the Mummy, fortune teller Baba's third fighter, known for never losing. Yamcha starts confident, thinking he can outrun the mummy, but Bandages is way faster and totally owns him. Even Yamcha's Wolf Fang Fist doesn't work. However, just when it starts to look real bad, Yamcha trips bandages, sending him off the platform. Still, the mummy swings back with his bandage ropes. After this, Bandages trips Yaman in his nasty stretching bridge move, almost breaking his back. Puar tries to help by turning into a woodpecker and pecking Bandages off. However, Yamcha falls forward toward deadly acid. Still, everything's okay cause Goku catches him just in time with his power pole. Now, Yamcha's done for and Goku's up next, ready to take on the mummy and save the day. In episode 73, Bandages the mummy is weirdly nervous when Goku steps up, but throws some heavy punches anyway, knocking Goku down. Everyone panics until Goku stands up like it was nothing. Now warmed up, Goku dodges everything Bandages throws at him, cracking jokes the whole time. Bandages tries to bind him with his bandages, but Goku escapes with a clean jump and ends it with one punch. Just how strong is this kid? Next up is Spike the Devilman, a literal demon with horns and wings. At first, he seems clumsy and almost falls into the acid. Yamcha and Krillin think he's a joke, but Roshi warns them about him. He tells them that Spike is apparently a two-time world champion. Things turn serious fast when Spike preps his Devil Might Beam, a deadly move that Goku has to dodge no matter what. In episode 74, Master Roshi explains that Spike's Devil Might Beam weaponizes a person's darkest thoughts, turning negativity into pure destruction. But when Spike hits Goku with it, nothing happens. Why? Yeah, you guessed it. It's because Goku literally has zero bad vibes. Just look at him. Isn't he just the best? Anyway, Spike tries the beam again, stronger this time, but still nothing. Because Goku's so pure-hearted that the move just becomes null and void in front of him. Frustrated, Spike goes in with a trident, but Goku outmaneuvers him and knocks him out cold with a kick to the face. Then, Baba introduces her final fighter, a calm, masked man with a halo floating over his head. He asks to fight Goku outside, and Baba agrees. As they leave, Goku mentions the man smells weirdly familiar, and Roshi gets the same feeling. There's clearly more to this guy than it seems. In episode 75, the final match kicks off and Goku's up against the mysterious masked man who's clearly no joke. Every move he makes feels weirdly familiar and Master Roshi starts to look seriously unsettled. Things get real when the masked man busts out a Kamehameha, something only a handful of people know. Goku fires one back and seems to take the win, until his opponent grabs Goku's tail and starts tossing him like a ragdoll. Yikes. After this, Roshi realizes the truth. This isn't just some strong fighter, it's Grandpa Gohan, Goku's late grandfather. He knows everything about Goku, including his weak spot. Hearing this, the gang starts to panic. However, Roshi tells them to let it play out. After all, Goku's facing someone important, not just in strength, but in his past. So, interrupting this might not be such a good idea. Episode 76 kicks off and Grandpa Gohan is still tossing Goku around while everyone's just freaking out, wondering why he's going so hard. But Roshi insists there's a reason. Gohan's not doing this for fun. Meanwhile, over in Villainville, Emperor Pilaf is testing a new power suit while his goons Shu and Mai spy on Goku. They catch on to Goku's tail being a weak point and plan to use that info. Oh, and Pilaf has the last Dragon Ball hidden in a radar-proof box. Back with the fight, Goku's tail gets ripped off, instantly nerfing him, but instead of quitting, he's ready to keep going. That's when Gohan calls the match and finally reveals himself. Goku breaks down, hugging him, and after some sweet goodbyes, Gohan vanishes. Later, Baba tells the gang where the last Dragon Ball is. It's in a red car. In episode 77, Goku heads off on his flying Nimbus after giving Appa the 6 Dragon Balls to keep safe. His next target is Emperor Pilaf, who's driving through the city with the final Dragon Ball. Pilaf plans to ambush Goku at Baba's palace and thinks cutting off Goku's tail will make things easy. However, before he can do that, Goku drops onto Pilaf's car and the Emperor proposes a fight. The winner gets to take each other's Dragon Balls. The Pilaf gang hops into power suits that easily take pretty much all of Goku's attacks. They destroy his clothes and are pretty weirded out by the fact that he doesn't have a tail. Pilaf's gang then combines into a mega machine, but Goku wrecks it with a Kamehameha. After that, Pilaf surrenders his last Dragon Ball, and Shu gives Goku clothes to cover up his, losses. In episode 78, Goku returns to Baba's palace with the final Dragon Ball, grabs Appa, and the two then head to the sacred land of Korin to bring Appa's dad, Bora, back to life. Meanwhile, Yamcha wants to train with Master Roshi, who's reluctant until Bulma promises bikini visits. Works like a charm. At Bora's grave, Goku summons Shenron. Appa hesitates but eventually wishes for his dad's resurrection. So, Shenron grants it and Bora rises from the earth. After which the Dragon Balls scatter. However, Goku quickly snags the 4-star ball before it disappears. Back at Baba's, Goku says his goodbyes and announces that he's done with the Dragon Balls for now. Roshi then suggests Goku to train solo and explore the world on foot. So, Goku sets off, walking into his next adventure. A new arc begins in episode 84, and we see that Goku's been wandering the world training for a few years, but now he's finally on his way to Papaya Island for the World Martial Arts Tournament. He gets lost on the way, but some boat guys help him out and he swims the rest of the way. Meanwhile, Yamcha, Krillin, Bulma, and the others are flying to the island too. When Goku gets there, he's starving, so he eats some fruit, fights off some tigers, and ends up wearing one of their pelts. Soon enough, the rest of the crew also arrives at the arena, signs in, and we meet Master Shen, Roshi's old rival. He's here with his students Tien, Han, and Xiao Tzu, and all of them are giving off some serious bad guy vibes. Goku finally shows up, and everyone's shocked that he swam from the other side of the planet. After dinner, our gang then crashes at a hotel. They play cards, all while dodging Roshi's creepy tactics. The next morning, the tournament begins. In episode 85, it's time for the prelims. All the fighters pull numbers to see who they're up against. Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha all end up in different blocks, which is good news. They won't have to knock each other out right away. Meanwhile, Tien, Shinha, and Shiatsu are keeping tabs on Goku. Apparently, they've met before, and Tien's acting like he's way above Goku. Yamcha's up first, and he fights some cocky Mohawk dude. The guy shows off by breaking boards, but Yamcha makes him eat dirt in like 2 seconds. Then it's Krillin versus a literal giant named Anton. It looks bad at first, but soon enough, Krillin flips the guy out of the ring using just his finger. Yeah, Krillin's not messing around. After this, Tien takes the stage and knocks out a big sumo guy with a single combo. Yup, he's real fast. And finally, it's Goku's turn, and his opponent is a martial arts legend named King Choppa. Let's see what Goku's made of. In episode 86, Goku kicks off the tournament by absolutely wrecking his first opponent, King Choppa, a martial artist so skilled he once beat everyone without anyone landing a hit on him. Goku doesn't care though, as he blitzes the guy with a clean combo and knocks him down in seconds. Choppa tries to make a comeback using his flashy 8-arm fist technique, but Goku blocks every single hit like it's nothing and trips him. Then, for the finishing move, Goku pulls off some insane acrobatics. He launches himself off the ceiling, floats in midair with a deep breath, and boots Choppa right out of the ring. Jackie Chun, aka Master Roshi in disguise, is rattled seeing this. He takes out his next opponent, a bear guy, while daydreaming about Goku being the one in the ring instead. After that, everyone else cruises through their matches. Krillin, Yamcha, and Goku wipe the floor with their opponents, and even Jackie Chun forces a guy to quit with pure pressure. Elsewhere, Tien and Shiatsu are introduced, and it's clear that Tien's a threat. He brutally knocks out Nam, a kind fighter from Goku's past, just to prove a point, which makes Goku furious, but Jackie Chun holds him back. In episode 87, the final 8 fighters hang out, nervously waiting to draw their fight numbers. Tien shows up throwing shade at everyone's skills, especially Yamcha's, who fires back. Meanwhile, Shiatsu, Tien's little psychic buddy, surprises Krillin by making it to the finals. Back in the waiting room, Jackie Chun doubts Tien and Shiatsu's skills while the announcer calls the fighters to pick numbers for the matches. As that happens, Shiatsu sneakily uses his telepathy to rig the draws. Yamcha ends up fighting Tien, Jackie Chun faces Man-Wolf, a growly dude who's kinda weird about his name, Krillin takes on Shiatsu, and Goku goes up against Pamput. The fight starts with Yamcha versus Tien, and they throw down hard. Yamcha uses a new move, hoping it's enough to beat Tien. Episode 88 kicks off, and Yamcha tries out his flashy Neo Wolf Fang Fist, but it's not enough. Tien's just too tough and starts taking control. After a brutal fight, Tien breaks Yamcha's leg with a nasty kick right after the match ends, which leaves everyone shocked. Seeing this, Puar quickly turns into a flying carpet to rush Yamcha to the hospital. Goku also sees this and is now fired up and ready to take down Tien to avenge Yamcha. Meanwhile, Tien's thinking that he just took out the strongest Turtle School fighter and that their win is in the bag now. Yikes. At the hospital, Yamcha's awake but bummed. To fix that, Goku promises him that he'll crush Tien. Later, at the restaurant, the Crane School crew, Tien's team, shows off their win, annoying Master Roshi and his rival Master Shen. Next up, Jackie Chun faces Manwolf, who clearly hates Jackie for something that happened years ago, but Jackie has no clue why. In episode 89, Manwolf is super hostile towards Jackie Chun for a reason. The crowd finds out that Manwolf can turn into a human when there's a full moon. But Jackie accidentally destroyed the moon 3 years ago during a fight with Goku, explaining Manwolf's grudge against him. The match kicks off with Manwolf throwing punches and even pulling a knife, but Jackie Chun dodges everything and messes with him by acting like he's a dog, even tossing a bone out of the ring. Then, Jackie uses hypnosis on Manwolf by making him stare at Krillin's head, tricking him into thinking it's a full moon. Damn. As that happens, Manwolf turns into a short, ugly guy, relieved but still salty, and just like that, the fight's over. In episode 90, Krillin vs. Shiatsu starts with Shiatsu showing off his flying skills. He then shoots Dodon rays, making Krillin dodge like crazy. Goku realizes this is the same deadly move Mercenary Tao used before killing him, all while Tien freaks out since Tao was one of the strongest fighters he knew. After that, Jackie Chun reveals that Tao was Master Shen's brother, making Shen even angrier at Roshi's students. Krillin tries to hit Shiatsu, then attempts the Kamehameha even though he's not ready. In episode 91, Krillin and Shiatsu's fight heats up. Both charge their attacks and Shiatsu fires a Dodon ray, but Krillin dodges, disappearing in the smoke. Then Krillin pops up behind him and blasts a Kamehameha, sending Shiatsu flying. To combat this, Shiatsu uses his flying to avoid crashing hard, then lands back in the ring. They both then exchange punches until Shiatsu does a spinning headbutt attack. Krillin tries it but fails and both end up falling. Shiatsu then uses a weird move where he makes Krillin's stomach feel like it's on fire, beating him down. However, Krillin figures out the trick. He asks Shiatsu a math question and that's hard enough to distract him into figuring it out. After which, Krillin counters and knocks Shiatsu out of the ring. Later that night, Master Shen tries to sneak in and kill Goku while he's asleep. However, Tien catches him and stops the attack, promising he'll handle killing Goku himself right there in the tournament in front of Roshi. Yeah, Tien stepping up as the big bad right now. Episode 92 begins and the gang's eating before the tournament. Roshi warns Goku not to fight while he's full. And Goku's curious about his next opponent, Pamput, some undefeated guy. After that, Pamput's manager, Vodka, tries to size Goku up, but Pamput doesn't care and keeps training. Meanwhile, Roshi flirts with some fans, bragging about Goku and Krillin, who then spar to impress the crowd. Vodka is still spying on Goku, and although he's impressed by Goku's skills, he's also worried about Pamput losing to him. Vodka lies to Goku to stall him, but Launch chases down his car on a motorcycle. She manages to knock out his goons and warn Goku that the fight is starting without him. However, Goku races to the ring, arrives just in time, and quickly knocks out Pamput with a few fast hits. All while, Tien watches silently, clearly not happy about it. In episode 93, Tien Shinhan hyped up about facing Jackie Chun. So, he and his master Shen follow Jackie to the shops, where Shiatsu messes with a kid's toy gun to mess with Jackie. However, Jackie dodges without noticing, all while ogling a salesgirl. Jeez, women are definitely not safe around this man. At the hospital, Yamcha hears about Pamput's easy loss and the upcoming Tien vs. Jackie fight. Tien's dead set on beating Jackie and making Goku his next target. The fight kicks off intense. Both land hits, Jackie throws Tien out of the ring, but Tien floats back like a boss. They exchange crazy fast punches in the air, leaving the crowd stunned. Jackie uses the after image technique, creating 8 copies to confuse Tien, but Tien's 3 eyes help him find the real Jackie and land a solid kick. By the end of the episode, they're both exhausted, lying on opposite sides of the ring, catching their breath. In episode 94, Yamcha's stuck in the hospital but gets a radio to catch the Jackie Chun vs. Tien fight live. Back in the ring, Tien tries a surprise aerial attack, but Jackie dodges and they exchange slower punches, both clearly worn out. Tien then pushes Jackie toward the edge, but Jackie fights back hard, even crushing Tien's hands to slow him down. Tien admits he's holding back. He flies up into the sky and hits the solar flare move, creating a light that blinds everyone looking at him. He then knees Jackie out cold while he was blinded. A cheap move, but completely legal. However, just when the count is almost up, Jackie pops back up, shocking Tien. Jackie tells Tien to ditch his shady ways and fight smarter. Meanwhile, Master Shen realizes Jackie Chun is actually Master Roshi in disguise. Tien then fires a huge Kamehameha of his own, having learned it by observing Roshi's students. But Jackie blocks it and walks away from the ring, saying Tien's time is up. Tien calls Roshi's move a forfeit, but insists Roshi wasn't scared, just holding back. Next up is Goku vs. Krillin, student versus student. In episode 95, after Jackie Chun, aka Master Roshi, quits, Tien walks off, wanting some space to think. Meanwhile, Goku and Krillin get ready to fight, and Krillin makes Goku promise to go all out. No holding back, just because they're friends. Roshi's back to normal when Tien shows up, curious about the disguise. Roshi says it's all for teaching his students. Tien then tells Roshi that he wants to become the world's top assassin, like Mercenary Tao. But Roshi doubts that'll happen since he thinks that Tien still has a conscience. Meanwhile, the Goku vs. Krillin fight kicks off, and it's neck and neck. Krillin blinds Goku with his shiny bald head and lands a kick. Goku lands on his feet and attacks, but Krillin inflates himself like a balloon, floating and dodging Goku's moves. As that happens, Tien tells Roshi he'll prove him wrong by killing Goku, ignoring Roshi's advice about conscience making a real hero. It's episode 96 now, and Goku and Krillin are still fighting hard. Goku charges with a Kamehameha, blasting himself into Krillin, but Krillin gets up, and the fight turns into a crazy back and forth. Krillin then fires a Kamehameha at Goku, but it's weak, so Goku blocks it with one hand no problem. After which, Krillin grabs Goku's tail, making him pass out. Seeing this, the announcer starts counting, but surprise surprise, Goku gets up just before 10 and slams Krillin down, saying he trained his tail so it's no longer a weakness. Krillin sneaks a cheap hit and the fight gets intense again. However, all of a sudden, Goku starts moving so fast that he looks invisible, then lands 8 quick hits knocking Krillin out of the ring. The crowd thinks Krillin just fell, but Tien knows Goku's insane skill and can't wait to fight him next. Episode 97 begins back at the hotel. Tien tries to meditate before the match, but he can't stop thinking about what Roshi told him about not being a killer and having a conscience. Yup, it's clearly messing with his head. Eventually, everyone heads to the arena. Goku's hyped, Krillin wishes him luck, and Roshi sneaks up front for a better view. As soon as the match begins, Goku goes all in, using his tail to grab Tien's leg and swinging in a punch. But Tien flies up, hits Goku with a Dodon Ray mid-air, and blasts him straight through the ring floor. Still, Goku bounces back, trying to vanish again, but Tien tracks him using his third eye and slams him into a wall. Episode 98 begins and Tien pulls out a flashy move called the volleyball attack. Yup, that's what it's called. He basically slams Goku into the ground like he's spiking a ball. Goku eats it, stands up, and reveals that he's been holding back the whole tournament, calling it his tournament power. But now he's done playing nice. He launches a brutal combo, readying a Kamehameha, but cancels it last second to save the energy. The two of them go all out, moving so fast that the crowd can't even follow. Goku nearly forces Tien out of bounds, but Tien narrowly recovers. After that, Goku ups the game with 10 after images, baiting Tien into hitting a fake before smacking him from behind. In response, Tien busts out his solar flare again, but Goku's ready. He's wearing Roshi's shades and decks Tien in the gut. While he returns the shades, Tien catches Goku off guard and slams him into the wall, breaking the glasses. Krillin almost realizes Roshi is Jackie Chun, but Roshi yells to distract him, saving himself in the process. Goku then jumps to attack Tien, only to suddenly freeze midair. In episode 99, as Goku leaps for an attack, he suddenly freezes midair again, giving Tien the perfect opening to slam him down. Goku fires a Kamehameha at the ground to avoid flying out of bounds. He charges back in but keeps being constantly paralyzed from something outside his control. Seeing this, Yamcha puts the pieces together. He reveals that Tien's buddy Shiatsu is secretly using his psychic powers to cheat. While he's still frozen, Tien keeps hammering Goku, but something feels off. It's at that moment that Tien realizes what's happening and demands Shiatsu to stop interfering. Turns out, Tien wants a real fight, not a cheap win. Seeing this, Master Shen orders Shiatsu to paralyze them both, but he refuses to do it and stands up to his own master. Shen, who's furious now, tries to kill him, but Master Roshi steps in and blasts Shen out of the arena with a massive Kamehameha. Now that it's a fair fight, Goku goes all in. Tien also takes the hits, saying he deserved it after the earlier cheating. But then, just when you think it's over, Tien suddenly sprouts 2 extra arms out of nowhere. It's the 100th episode now, and Tien's got 4 arms, which makes things way harder for Goku. Tien grabs Goku midair and just starts headbutting him non-stop. However, Goku finally breaks free by slapping him in the face with his tail. Not exactly elegant, but it works. To match Tien's 4 arms, Goku moves his hands so fast it looks like he's got 8. They keep trading blows and end up knocking each other down. Still, both get up at the count of 8, although barely. Goku grabs Tien's legs in a wrestling-style hold, trying to make him give up. Meanwhile, Tien's extra arm starts choking Goku out, but eventually quit on him. Tien then flings Goku off with a leg flip and decides it's time to end it. Tien floats high above the arena and unleashes the Tri-Beam Cannon, a crazy powerful move that also takes years off your life. The blast obliterates the ring and Goku's nowhere to be seen. It's episode 101 and Goku's not gone, he's just way up in the sky. Tien flies up to meet him and admits he never meant to blast him into space, he just wanted to knock him out of bounds. Since Tien can fly and the arena's gone, it looks like a guaranteed win for him. But Goku's got one last move. He used a reverse Kamehameha to rocket himself straight into Tien, slamming him with a brutal headbutt. They both fall, but right before landing, Goku gets hit by a truck. Seriously? And because of that, he touches the ground first and Tien wins. In the after effects of the tournament, Tien's praised like a hero, but he's still shaken. It doesn't feel like a win to him. He then tries giving half the prize money to Goku, who turns it down. Everyone then heads to dinner, but Goku gets a bad feeling in his stomach. He knows something is up. He rushes back to the arena and finds Krillin dead. Yeah, sorry for the sudden vibe shift. Turns out that the Dragon Ball and a list of fighters have been stolen. Something way darker has just shown up. In episode 102, a new arc begins and we find out that Krillin's dead. But Goku's not waiting around. He grabs Bulma's Dragon Radar and takes off to hunt down whoever did it. Ignoring Master Roshi's warnings to stay put. While Goku's chasing revenge, the others start digging into what just happened, and what they uncovered is bad. Master Roshi reveals the name King Piccolo, an ancient demon who once threw the whole world into chaos with his mutated spawn. So basically the first mega villain of the franchise. Piccolo was sealed away long ago by Roshi's old master Mutaito using a secret technique called the Evil Containment Wave, which killed Mutaito in the process. Turns out Emperor Pilaf, yeah that guy, found the old rice cooker King Piccolo was trapped in and set him free. In exchange for helping him conquer Earth, Pilaf wants a place to rule for himself. King Piccolo now plans to kill every strong martial artist who could seal him away again, and he's going after the Dragon Balls too. It's episode 103 now, and Goku finally catches up to Krillin's killer, a demon named Tambourine. Tambourine casually admits to the murder and even brags about stealing the Dragon Balls along with the list of martial artists. Goku's furious, but he's not at full strength and Tambourine absolutely wrecks him. He then blasts Goku's flying Nimbus out of the sky, knocks him into the forest, and beats him unconscious. Thinking Goku's dead, Tambourine then flies off to report back.
Your bodies are soft and fragile, hardly suitable for fighting. Not perfect for pain.
Meanwhile, Goku's friends take Krillin's body back to Kame House, still trying to wrap their heads around everything. Back at Pilaf's flying fortress, King Piccolo orders Tambourine to wipe out every martial artist in the world, so that anyone who could learn the evil containment wave cannot seal him away this time. Tambourine hears this and he doesn't waste any time. He kills King Choppa along with his students and later kills Pamput. Yup, that famous kickboxer guy. Back in the forest, Goku's still down, motionless. In episode 104, Tambourine keeps going full serial killer and fries Bacterian with an electric shock. Meanwhile, King Piccolo hatches another demon kid named Symbol to speed up the Dragon Ball hunt. Piano, Piccolo's first son, warns him that making too many kids will age him faster, but Piccolo doesn't care. He plans to wish for youth anyway. Emperor Pilaf tries to secure his promised slice of world domination, but Piccolo just growls at him and moves on. Back in the forest, Goku wakes up starving and basically gets bodied by nature. He's attacked by fruit, punched by a kangaroo, and everything you can think of. Elsewhere, his friends piece together the recent deaths and Bulma starts working on a new dragon radar. Then Goku smells cooked fish and finds a campfire, but right as he digs in, a guy named Yajirobe shows up, super mad that Goku's eating his dinner. In episode 105, Goku accuses the Wild Mountain guy, aka Yajirobe, of working with Krillin's killer since he's wearing a Dragon Ball around his neck. Meanwhile, Yajirobe has no idea what Goku's talking about and says he just found this thing years ago. Their argument almost turns into a fight, but Goku realizes it's the wrong Dragon Ball and they both calm down. After this, Symbol, one of King Piccolo's newest minions, show up looking for the Dragon Ball. Goku and Yajirobe play rock paper scissors to see who's gonna fight him. Seriously. And Yajirobe wins. Yajirobe then simply slices Symbol in half with one swing of his katana. No effort at all. Piccolo senses Symbol's death and loses it. Elsewhere, Roshi moves everyone to a secret island to avoid Piccolo. Bulma builds a freezer capsule to preserve Krillin's body until they can collect all the Dragon Balls to wish him back, just in case things don't go as planned. In episode 106, Yajirobe, who's still salty about Goku stealing his fish and also kinda hungry now, decides to roast up Symbol. Goku tells him that eating a literal demon is probably a terrible idea, but Yajirobe doesn't care. Dude even says it tastes like chicken. Meanwhile, King Piccolo realizes Symbol's dead and flips out on Pilaf and his crew for being heartless. Over in a forest, Tambourine finds Giran, a winged dinosaur from an old tournament, bullying some animals. Tambourine kills Giran in brutal fashion, then murders one of the animals just for fun. Yeah, this guy's just evil for sport now. As that happens, Roshi, Tien, and Shiatsu chase down a nearby Dragon Ball on a plane. Meanwhile, back at Kame House 2.0, Yamcha is healing up and training when Tambourine shows up. They fight, but Yamcha's leg gives out. Right as Tambourine's about to finish him though, Piccolo contacts him and tells him to forget the list and go kill whoever took out Symbol. In episode 107, Roshi, Tien, and Shiatsu run into some pirates in the forest. They're demanding a 7-star Dragon Ball for 1,000,000 Zenny. Roshi tries to bribe them with a lottery ticket and beer coupon, but it doesn't work. Shiatsu stops their bullets with telekinesis, then Tien knocks out the pirate leader, getting the Dragon Ball. Meanwhile, Goku starts chasing Yajirobe, who's refusing to give up his Dragon Ball unless Goku pays up some serious cash. They run through forests and rivers, stopping to fish before Tambourine shows up. Running away from him, Goku and Yajirobe split again, with Goku accidentally falling in the river. Back with Roshi's crew, they visit a guy who hates Tien because Tien broke his leg in a fight years ago. That's when the police show up to arrest Tien for the martial arts murders. Yup, they got the wrong guy. Roshi vouches for Tien, and with him being the god of martial arts and all, the police agree to let Tien go. After which, Tien apologizes to the dude with the Dragon Ball, and he finally agrees to give it up. While that's happening, Yajirobe and Goku reunite to face Tambourine, who's shocked that Goku's alive, all while laughing at the idea of Goku wanting to fight again. Episode 108 starts off on the ship with Master Roshi remembering how he first met Goku and Bulma and how Krillin came to train with him. While he's daydreaming, their dragon radar picks up a fast-moving signal, and they all start hoping it's Goku. Meanwhile, Goku is wrecking Tambourine in a fight, moving way faster and stronger than before. But just when it looks like Goku's done, Tambourine fires a big blast that seems to incinerate him. But nope, Goku dodges and still comes out on top. He then blasts Tambourine to bits with a Kamehameha, ending the dude once and for all. As that happens, King Piccolo feels the pain through their mental link and vows revenge, sending Pilaf's ship toward Goku. Yajirobe, who's now salty that Goku destroyed his dinner time again, finally starts thinking seriously about giving up his Dragon Ball. Back on the ice, Roshi, Tien, and Shiatsu find a Dragon Ball lying in a cave. It's being guarded by crows, but they easily fend them off. Their radar shows another ball nearby. They head toward it just as Pilaf's airship suddenly appears overhead. In episode 109, Master Roshi and Tien are closing down on the 5th Dragon Ball. Meanwhile, Pilaf's ship lands near Goku and Yajirobe. Yajirobe freaks out and hands over the 1-star Dragon Ball to Goku before ducking behind a tree. Piccolo's all confident at first, but Goku surprises him and knocks him down. Then Piccolo powers up, totally stunning Goku. After some hits, Goku bites Piccolo's finger. Yeah, wild move. And Piccolo fires a bunch of explosive finger beams. Soon enough, Goku gets serious, charging a Kamehameha, which freaks Piccolo out because he thinks Goku's about to use the evil containment wave. Nope. Goku fires the blast, but it barely scratches Piccolo. Now, Piccolo's ready to end the fight for real. In episode 110, it starts raining at Yajirobe's place, and King Piccolo lands a brutal blast that looks like it killed Goku. Piccolo then grabs the Dragon Ball on Goku and takes off to collect the rest. But surprise surprise, and slap me if you've heard this before, Yajirobe checks on Goku and finds him alive. Goku then asks to be taken to Korin Tower to heal. Meanwhile, Chiaotzu finds the 5th Dragon Ball and Master Roshi decides it's time to go after Piccolo and the last 2 balls. On the way to Korin Tower, Yajirobe fills Goku in on how evil King Piccolo really is. All while, Roshi hides his Dragon Balls in the dirt, planning to steal the rest of the balls from Piccolo. But Piccolo, swallows his 2 balls. Ruining the plan. Later, Tien is pumped to fight Piccolo, but Roshi stops him with some gas spray, telling Chiaotzu to hide. And Piccolo shows up, jumping off Pilaf's ship, ready to face Roshi. Episode 111 kicks off at Kame House. The Dragon Radar shows 5 Dragon Balls gathered together, but 2 are missing. Oolong points out all 7 were in one spot until 2 suddenly disappeared. All while, Bulma tries to reach Master Roshi but can't get through. Roshi, knowing he can't beat King Piccolo, pretends to cooperate and tells him where the Dragon Balls are. Piccolo swallows his 2 balls as usual. I hate my mind. And Roshi takes some serious hits but keeps messing with Piccolo. Piccolo mentions that he doesn't remember Roshi, but when Roshi mentions Master Mutaito, the legendary fighter who once sealed Piccolo, things get tense. Roshi then pulls out an electric rice cooker and tries to use the evil containment wave technique. He uses every last bit of power he has and ultimately dies in his attempt, but he fails to actually seal Piccolo because he's just too weak. In his dying breath, Roshi warns Piccolo that someone will rise to stop him.
Your dark dreams will never come true. Somehow, someone will succeed where I failed.
And we all know who that someone is. Piccolo then collects all 7 Dragon Balls and summons Shenron, ready to make his wish. In episode 112, King Piccolo summons Shenron and tries to wish himself away from Earth, but Chiaotzu attempts to stop him with telepathy. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't do much to stop the demon, who blasts Chiaotzu with his full strength, killing him in an instant. Yup, bro's killing people left and right like it's nothing. Piccolo then wishes to regain his youth and full power. And right after that, he kills Shenron with a mouth energy wave, destroying all the Dragon Balls so no one can stop him. Yikes. Piccolo's next target is King Castle, ruled by the Khan King Furry. Back on the ship, Emperor Pilaf tries to claim his reward for freeing Piccolo, but gets tossed off by Piccolo along with Mai and Shu. Meanwhile, Tien wakes up furious over Chiaotzu's death and vows to take down Piccolo with the evil containment wave himself. Elsewhere, Goku and Yajirobe finally reach Korin Tower, where they meet Bora and his son Upa, setting the stage for the next big move. Episode 113 begins, and while everyone's celebrating King Fury's anniversary, Piccolo's already heading to wreck the party. Suno's there too, with flowers, totally unaware of what's coming. At Korin Tower, Goku's hyped to train with Korin again, hoping it'll help him beat Piccolo. Yajirobe's not too keen on climbing until Goku promises him some magical sensu beams that'll fill him right up. With Bora's help, they launched each other up the tower, with Goku piggybacking Yajirobe as they start climbing. Meanwhile, Yamcha and the gang find Tien Shinhan mourning beside the dead bodies of Master Roshi and Chiaotzu. Back with Piccolo, he tears through the guards, kills the commander, and captures King Furry. All while, Yajirobe and Goku reach the top of the Korin Tower. In episode 114, Piccolo kills King Furry's top officer and orders Furry to spread the word about his takeover. Furry tries to resist, but after Piccolo smashes a big part of the city, the king has no choice but to comply. Meanwhile, Bulma freezes Chiaotzu and Master Roshi's bodies just like she did with Krillin, and tells Tien that they should wish them back if the Dragon Balls were still around. Tien then breaks the bad news that Piccolo destroyed Shenron after making his wish, so no wishing for the dead to come back alive anymore. Damn. Finally, at the top of Korin Tower, Yajirobe meets Korin and stuffs himself with way too many senzu beans. Like, seriously, look at his belly. Goku then asks Korin for more training, but Korin says there's nothing left to teach. Hearing that, Goku's ready to charge out, but Korin stops him, telling him about the Ultra Divine Water, a secret that might give Goku the boost he needs. Episode 115 begins at King Castle, and Piano's bossing around these scared locals, making them whip up a fancy meal for their new king, Piccolo. Up at Korin Tower, Korin warns Goku about the Ultra Divine Water. Apparently, it has a frozen maze, and it's super deadly. Yajirobe doesn't want to go, but accidentally slips through the same portal Goku uses. Still, Korin tells him to wait there until Goku's done so he can bring him back up. Goku and Yajirobe then team up inside the freezing maze. They fight this crazy tough ice monster called Darkness, but even Goku's Kamehameha can't hurt it. They then escape by sliding down a twisty ice path. Back at the castle, Suno spots King Piccolo nearby with a dropped rifle, but no shooting him would be dumb. All while, Tien Shinhan keeps training hard on the evil containment wave, hoping to seal Piccolo away. In the Cave of Darkness, Goku and Yajirobe push forward, but Darkness has a creepy trick, making a manifestation of Master Roshi to mess with them. In episode 116, Goku and Yajirobe split up in the icy maze. Goku runs into a fake Master Roshi and gets taken to a weird Kame house where his friends act super off, like robots with weird accents.
Oh, hey, I have got a great idea. Why don't we stay down here until Piccolo dies? I mean, it has got to happen sometime.
Goku quickly smells the trap and realizes it's all an illusion trying to mess with him. Fake Roshi attacks and Goku fights back. Yajirobe, meanwhile, accidentally falls onto Goku and they both nearly tumble off a cliff. But hold on. Impressed by Goku's guts, the ice monster Darkness shows up and warns Goku that the Ultra Divine Water he's after is super dangerous. Apparently, lots of warriors have tried it before and died. Goku drinks the water anyway, feeling intense pain, but knows it's his only shot to beat Piccolo. Back in the real world, King Piccolo goes on TV, basically telling criminals that they can run wild now. In episode 117, Goku survives the brutal Ultra Divine Water test and powers his way out of the icy maze with Yajirobe. But outside, chaos is breaking loose worldwide and crime's running wild. Ader also shows up in Central City looking for Suno, who's busy helping injured people. Ader even convinces some criminals to help out, which is surprising. As that happens, Tien Shinhan finally nails the evil containment wave and heads out to face King Piccolo, hoping to seal him away for good. All while, Goku and Yajirobe make it back to Korin Tower, and Goku's feeling supercharged with his new strength. He can actually sense where Piccolo is now, ready to take him down. Korin hooks Goku up with a fresh Nimbus Cloud since the old one got destroyed, and off Goku goes to confront King Piccolo again. In episode 118, King Piccolo announces Piccolo Day, where he vows to wipe out a different area each year, kicking things off with West City, Bulma's hometown. Seeing this, the city freaks out, rushing to evacuate. Watching this, Chi-Chi asks her dad, the Ox King, to take down Piccolo, but he honestly thinks no one can beat him. Still, Chi-Chi's got faith in Goku. After that, Bulma reaches out to Tien Shinhan, telling him that her parents are in danger. Tien arrives just as King Piccolo is about to leave, but before their fight can start, Piccolo summons a new fierce fighter called Drum. In episode 119, West City's in chaos and everyone's trying to escape Piccolo's next attack. All while, Tien Shinhan is stuck fighting Drum, this big but surprisingly quick monster. Tien holds his own for a bit but gets totally outmatched. Meanwhile, Goku stops to help the Ox King and Chi-Chi, who are under attack by soldiers brainwashed by Piccolo, then keeps heading to King Castle. Back at Kame House, Yamcha and the gang get tired of waiting and decide to go help Tien. Tien's finally down after taking a beating, and Piccolo and Piano start heading to West City. Tien tries the evil containment wave, but Drum steps in and takes the hit, letting Piccolo destroy Tien's weapon. After that, Tien's wiped out, but alive. And just as Drum moves to finish him off, Goku shows up and kills Drum with a brutal kick, leaving Piccolo totally shocked. In episode 120, West City's still freaking out while Yamcha flies with Bulma and launched to help Tien. All the while, Goku's already throwing down with King Piccolo, even tossing him around King Castle. King Furry hears about this crazy kid fighting Piccolo and watches, amazed. Piccolo's first attacks don't even faze Goku. Then Goku lands a punch that sends Piccolo crashing into his buddy Piano, who dies right there. Seeing this, Tien's shocked by how strong Goku's gotten. The fight then turns serious as Goku and Piccolo go hand to hand. Piccolo takes a beating and gets knocked down, so he decides to go all out, something he avoided because it shortens his life. The ground shakes, the castle crumbles, and Piccolo smacks Goku hard, sending him falling into a hole. Piccolo then shifts his attention to Tien, but suddenly Goku leaps up, charging a Kamehameha, surprising everyone. In episode 121, Goku bursts out of the ground and fires a sneaky Kamehameha that hits Piccolo right in the back. They both then jump into a brutal hand-to-hand fight while Yamcha, Bulma, and Launch are still flying to Central City. Goku keeps landing heavy hits, and the news of the fight spreads everywhere, even to Suno and Android 8 at a hospital. Piccolo blasts Goku's right leg, but Goku uses his power pole as a crutch and knocks Piccolo's chin. Then Piccolo fires a massive explosive demon wave, wrecking the kingdom and Central City. So much so that King Furry barely escapes on a plane. Piccolo then starts bragging, but Tien Shinhan swoops in, saving Goku by carrying him out of the blast zone with his last energy. Goku then stops another blast but still takes a hit, creating a huge crater. In episode 122, King Piccolo's running out of options and threatens to kill a tired Tien Shinhan if Goku so much as moves. Just then, Yamcha flies in with Bulma and Launch to find Goku while Yajirobe shows up, unsure if he should jump in. Goku, knowing Piccolo killed Shenron, yup, that dragon that grants wishes, pushes through the pain as Piccolo cripples his limbs one by one, except his right arm, which Piccolo somehow forgets about. Just when Piccolo's about to finish him off though, Goku pulls off a one-handed reverse Kamehameha, blasts right through Piccolo's chest and lands a knockout punch, decisively ending the fight. However, Piccolo uses his last bit of power to spit out a new son. He then tells this so-called young son to avenge him.
Good luck. My son, get revenge for my demise.
And after that, he explodes. Yajirobe catches Goku before he falls and helps Tien up, who's inspired to train harder after seeing Goku's crazy guts and all new skills. A new arc begins and it's episode 123. Tien grabs Goku's power pole while Bulma, Yamcha, and Launch check out the area. All while, Yajirobe carries Goku back to Korin Tower to recover. Soon enough, word gets out that King Piccolo's dead, and people celebrate. Even though the eternal dragon Shenron is gone, Bulma still manages to collect all the Dragon Balls, which now look like a pile of round rocks. And after that, an old couple finds Piccolo's egg and takes it home, unaware that Piccolo Jr. is about to hatch. Korin is shocked to hear that the Eternal Dragon's dead, and warns Goku that the souls of those killed by Piccolo and his sons are stuck in limbo unless revived by the Dragon Balls. Korin then tells Goku to find Kami, the Dragon Ball's creator, to fix this, and he'll need the power pole to get there. As this new journey begins, Goku runs into King Furry and a news crew, then fortune teller Baba helps him find the power pole at Kame House, where Launch was using it as a broom. In the meantime, Piccolo Jr. burns down the old couple's house and swears revenge on Goku. In episode 124, Goku and Korin head to the top of Korin Tower, where Korin gives Goku a special bell. Only people with this special bell can meet Kami, the dragon creator. After that, Goku extends his power pole to reach the temple in the clouds. At Kame House, Launch is patching up Tien while reporters swarm, hunting for Goku. Oolong tries to fool them by shapeshifting into Goku, but ruins it with his pervy behavior. Meanwhile, Piccolo Jr. terrorizes a family celebrating their kid's birthday, trashing their house and blasting their dog, showing off his power and being shocked at how great it is himself. Yup, he's definitely Piccolo's son. Back on the power pole, Goku hits a thunderstorm, gets struck by lightning, then arrives at the temple. There, he doesn't find the mysterious Kami, but rather his assistant, Mr. Popo, who challenges him to a fight if he wants to meet the creator of the Dragon Balls. As the fight kicks off, we find that this guy is way tougher than he looks. He totally humiliates Goku by dodging attacks and blocking his Kamehameha. Mr. Popo then tells Goku that he's too unfocused to meet Kami, who watches silently from his crystal ball. In episode 125, Goku decides to stick around and train hard until he can actually take Mr. Popo down. Meanwhile, Tien Shinhan is fired up to train too, aiming to beat Goku in the next World Martial Arts Tournament. All while, Mr. Popo drills Goku on focus and advises him to ditch pointless moves. Out in the forest, Piccolo Jr. wrecks a couple of park rangers' guns and scares them off. The evil in him is already growing. Then Kami finally shows up. Goku, thinking it's King Piccolo, attacks, but Mr. Popo stops him and reveals some history. So Kami and King Piccolo were once the same being, but when Kami was going to become the Earth's guardian, he expelled all the evil within him. That evil part of him went on to become Piccolo. Kami knows Goku's here to bring back his friends and tells him that only Shenron can do that. But to do that, Shenron needs to be rebuilt. Goku agrees to train longer before that can happen. In episode 126, Piccolo Jr. is out there sinking a boat and hunting for food at the ripe old age of just a few days. While up at the lookout, Kami and Mr. Popo are fixing the shattered Shenron statue with some glue and magic. Kami explains that he made the Dragon Balls to give people hope, but they almost caused trouble until Goku actually used them for good. Once fixed, Kami revives Shenron, who comes back glowing and ready for wishes. Goku can't see his friends again for 3 years while he trains for the next World Tournament. Kami also gives Goku a heads up that Piccolo Jr. is coming for him, slowly getting stronger. Goku's only safe at the lookout for now, so he has to train there in the meantime. Back at Kame House, Bulma, Yamcha, and the gang see the Dragon Balls working again. They wish everyone killed by King Piccolo back to life, and Krillin, Roshi, Shiatsu, and tons of more people pop up, surprised but alive. After that, the gang, minus Goku, is hyped to train harder before the next tournament begins, while Goku chills, meditating, and prepping at the lookout. For the next few episodes, Goku is seriously put to the test by Mr. Popo in his special simulation training in the Room of Spirit and Time. He has to climb a gigantic mountain at the speed of lightning, fight in the deep dark woods, travel through time to help a young Master Roshi, and a lot more just to get strong enough in time for the next tournament, and eventually faced off against Piccolo Jr. In episode 133, it's time for a time skip. 3 years have passed and the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament is kicking off. Everyone's showing up late except Oolong, Puar, and Bulma, who's now rocking a new look. That's when a mysterious young guy helps Bulma catch a balloon.
Here you are, Bulma!
How do you know who I am?
Master Roshi, I'm pleased to see you again. All of you are looking well.
Yeah, Master?
And turns out it's Goku, but with a turban hiding his spiky hair. Once he reveals it, everyone freaks out at how tall and grown-up he looks. Bulma especially thinks he's handsome now. After that, Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, and Chiatsu show up just before registration closes. Krillin's pumped about being taller, but Goku towers over him now. They hug it out and Krillin finally thanks Goku for bringing him back to life. Meanwhile, Yamcha and Tien are hyped to face Goku again in the tournament. Master Roshi's not competing this year, but he's got everyone settled in a hotel to rest. Outside, lightning strikes the clock tower and Piccolo suddenly saves a mom and a kid from fire, so he might not be pure evil after all. At the prelims, Goku reveals he lost his tail, and the moon is also back, thankfully not posing a threat anymore. When Piccolo arrives, Tien's not exactly thrilled to see him. In episode 134, Goku and Tien agree to keep Piccolo Jr.'s presence at the tournament a secret. That's when a pretty woman shows up, taps Goku's shoulder, but he doesn't recognize her, which pisses her off. She calls herself Anonymous, and she's pissed off at Goku for not knowing who she really is. She's a really strong fighter, and Krillin's already annoyed, thinking that Goku must have wasted 3 years getting into love affairs and not training. Meanwhile, a masked dude sneaks around trying to avoid Goku, and yep, it's Yajirobe. As that happens, Shiatsu uses his psychic powers to rig the match order so his friends don't have to fight each other. Goku's up first and he's facing King Choppa again. He looks super chill and almost bored, and he moves so fast that Choppa can't even see him. So yeah, Goku wins with a tiny chop. In fact, everyone wins their fights except Shiatsu, who faces mercenary Tao, thought to be dead but now back as a cyborg assassin hell-bent on revenge against Goku and Tien. Goku and Tao exchange some words about Tao's return and his mission. In episode 135, we see lots of fighters get carried out in stretchers after being pummeled by Tao and Piccolo. Chiatsu ends up in the hospital with Bulma and Launch taking care of him. Meanwhile, everyone else, including Goku, Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, Tao, Piccolo, and Anonymous, make it to the semi-finals. Except Yajirobe, whose opponent's a sore loser who throws a fire extinguisher at him. After which, Yajirobe somehow loses badly and just bails from the tournament. Krillin freaks out the announcer by looking alive even though the announcer thought he died. After that, we get the semi-final matchups, and it's Tao vs Tien, Goku vs Anonymous, Krillin vs Piccolo Jr., and Yamcha versus some hero. Master Shen warns Roshi to pull his students back, but Roshi says his students are there by their own choice. Nothing he can say will make them abandon the tournament. Yajirobe still lurking, watching Goku, all while Tao's match with Tien kicks off. In episode 136, Tien's match with mercenary Tao kicks off, with Master Shen cheering for his brother Tao from the crowd. At first, neither moves, and Tien's defense is rock solid. Shen tries to mess with Tien telepathically to help Tao out, but Tien's clearly stronger. After that, Tao pulls a dirty move, ripping off his cybernetic hand to reveal a knife. But luckily, announcer calls disqualification. After that, we find out that Tao wants to kill Tien for joining the Turtle School and ditching Master Shen. Tien's had enough and fights back. Tao ups the stakes, revealing a cannon on his other arm and fires his super Dodon wave, but Tien smashes it easily. Then Tien lands a single punch that floors Tao, handing him over to Master Shen with a warning to back off. Up next is Goku's fight against Anonymous, so let's see how he handles that crazy chick. In episode 137, Goku's quarterfinal opponent is a young woman calling herself Anonymous, and she's furious at him, saying she'll never forgive him. Turns out this woman is Chi-Chi. Yup, the Ox King's daughter, is now all grown up. She's been waiting to face Goku because about 100 episodes ago he promised to marry her, and then he forgot. Though to his credit, Goku thought bride was some sort of food or something. It was all pretty confusing. The match begins and they fight, and Goku wins with a super fast shockwave punch that knocks Chi-Chi out of the ring. Chi-Chi then wakes up and suddenly Goku remembers everything, and all of a sudden, after learning what marriage is, he decides to pop the question.
Sometimes my brain doesn't know what my mouth is saying. Good thing my heart does. Will you marry me?
Chi-Chi then happily accepts Goku's surprise proposal, and everyone's shocked, especially Goku's friends who didn't even remember her. Next up is Krillin vs. Ma Jr., aka Piccolo. Krillin starts strong, surprising Ma Jr., who even powers up to show his true strength. Krillin apparently learned to fly during the time skip, impressing everyone. The fight's heating up, and Goku's watching closely, ready to warn his buddy. In episode 138, Piccolo offers Krillin a chance to quit, but Krillin's not having it. Piccolo wrecks him pretty bad, snatching him up, throwing him around, and dodging Krillin's Kamehamehas like it's nothing. And after that, Krillin's beaten, exhausted, and has to forfeit. Goku helps him out, and Piccolo quietly admits that maybe taking over the world won't be so easy. Next up, Yamcha faces Hero, a nerdy guy everyone thinks is an easy win. But Hero's not clumsy, he's actually fast and skilled. Yamcha tries to dominate but ends up landing embarrassingly on Hero, hitting below the belt by accident, after which Hero schools Yamcha in the ring, blocking moves and countering with speed, making it clear he's not your average opponent. In episode 139, Yamcha keeps trying to land something on Hero, but Hero's got him totally figured out. He blocks Yamcha's Wolf Fang Fist and counters with ease. Yamcha then pulls out his new move, the Spirit Ball, an energy attack he can control mid-air. It surprises Hero for a second, but it's not enough. Hero quickly recovers and knocks Yamcha out of the ring. Yamcha's impressed and asks who Hero really is. Hero just says his identity will be revealed soon, but when he winks at Goku, it's clear he's actually Kami, Earth's guardian in disguise. Next up, it's Goku vs. Tien, the rematch everyone's been waiting for. They both come out swinging, crazy fast and strong, and even Piccolo is paying close attention. The fight's tight, but something's off. Tien's already gasping for air while Goku's still fresh. Master Roshi notices it too. It looks like Goku's holding a serious edge this time. In episode 140, Tien finally lands a solid hit and sends Goku flying into a wall. For a bit, it looks like they're evenly matched, but when Tien powers up and launches Goku into the air, he boasts about a new technique and rockets miles above the arena. Goku easily follows, impressing Tien, until Tien elbows him in the neck and follows up with a kick to the face. Tien dominates for a bit and nearly kicks Goku out of bounds, but Goku acrobatically flips himself back into the ring. Then Goku asks for a timeout to take off his clothes. Everyone's confused until they realize he's been wearing crazy heavy-weighted gear this whole time. What in the Rock Lee stuff is this, Goku? Anyway, once the gear's off, Goku's speed jumps through the roof. Tien can't land a single blow now, and Goku even steals his belt mid-fight just to prove how fast he is. By the end of the episode, Tien's pants drop and his ego is bruised. Now extremely serious, he prepares a secret technique using 12 eyes. In episode 141, Tien unleashes a wild new move called the Multiform. Basically, he splits into 4 versions of himself. And now, Goku suddenly has to fight 4 Tiens all at once. Yeah, it gets rough. The multiple Tiens corner Goku and fire a combined blast right at him, blowing a massive hole in the stage. But Goku's fine. He just jumps super high to dodge it. From above, Goku gets hit by energy beams from each Tien and gets slammed headfirst into the ground. Everyone thinks he's done, but nope. He hops up like nothing happened. Goku then points out 2 big flaws. Technique splits Tien's power between all 4 bodies, and his vision is actually too good. After that, Goku hits all the Tiens with a solar flare to blind all their eyes, then easily tracks them using just his other senses. With that, Goku wipes the floor with all 4 Tiens, and Tien admits defeat, blaming his own ego for it. In episode 142, it's time for the big one. Kami, still in his nerdy hero disguise, steps into the ring to take on his evil other half, Piccolo Jr. Kami tells Goku that Piccolo needs to be killed to be stopped, but Goku says he can do it without even killing him. In the ring, Kami drops the act almost immediately and comes at Piccolo hard. At first, Piccolo doesn't realize who he's fighting, but when Kami starts speaking their ancient Namekian language, it clicks. This is the god of Earth, and he's serious. Kami busts out the evil containment wave, the same move that sealed the original Piccolo. But Piccolo's too smart for that now. He flips it and traps Kami inside the bottle instead. The body that Kami was using for the tournament is left lifeless, and the real god is now stuck. With Kami out of the picture, Piccolo turns to Goku. One more match left. Winner takes everything. In episode 143, Piccolo's feeling pretty smug after trapping Kami in that tiny bottle. And since Hero doesn't respond to the ref's count, Piccolo's officially declared the winner. After that, the human body that Kami was using, a random guy named Hero, runs off to reunite with his hyped up kid in the crowd, none the wiser about what just happened. Meanwhile, a thunderstorm starts brewing, and Piccolo makes sure that Goku can't save Kami by straight up swallowing the bottle. Yup, bro just gulped a literal god. Goku then fills everyone in. Piccolo is the reincarnation of King Piccolo, the evil being that split from Kami when he became the Guardian of Earth. Piccolo then struts back in, overhearing everything and fully ready to wreck Goku. But Goku's not backing down. The final match then kicks off under clearing skies. It starts even, with Piccolo trying his stretchy arm move and Goku grabbing it mid-air and slamming him. But then Piccolo goes off with a massive energy barrage, leaving Goku flat in a smoking crater as the announcer begins the count. In episode 144, Goku's lying in a crater, but yeah, and slap me if you've heard this before, he's totally fine. The announcer stops counting and Goku just gets up and peels off his fried uniform top. He then figures Piccolo's overconfidence is gonna be his downfall. And I'm just gonna guess it right away that he's absolutely right. They both power up in silence, sparks flying as the tension builds. Then they clash again, fast, brutal, and dead even. Piccolo tries that stretchy arm shove again, but Goku's speed gets him out of it. After a few more blows, Goku tricks Piccolo and clocks him from behind, which just makes Piccolo furious. After that, things get even more serious as Piccolo snaps and preps an attack that could kill everyone watching. He fires a massive blast called the Makosen, but Goku knocks it away straight into the mountains, wiping out a whole section of the map. Yikes. Goku then decides to unleash his Super Kamehameha, even if it means killing Kami. But Krillin reminds him that the Dragon Balls can fix that. Goku fires and it plows through Piccolo's attack, the arena, and Piccolo himself. In episode 145, Piccolo survives Goku's Super Kamehameha, burned up, pissed off, but still very much alive. He floats down and Launch wastes no time in pointing out that he looks like King Piccolo. After which, Piccolo's like, "Yup, that's me." That clears up any mystery and also clears out the crowd. Everyone bails out of there except for Goku's crew and the poor announcer who gets stuck watching a demon showdown. Piccolo doesn't waste any time after this though. He hulks into a massive skyscraper-sized version of himself. Yup, this is Piccolo's great Namekian form, and it's as ridiculous as it sounds. Even at that size though, Goku's still holding his own, ducking punches and dodging stomps. Tien tries to distract Piccolo, but Goku insists the match is still official and he doesn't need help. After that, Piccolo lands a solid hit to Goku's knees and nearly crushes him, but Goku tosses him aside. Goku taunts him, saying being giant makes him slower. So, naturally, Piccolo just gets even bigger. In episode 146, Goku pulls off maybe his wildest move yet. He launches himself into Piccolo's mouth using a reverse Kamehameha, grabs the jar with Kami inside, and beats Piccolo up from the inside until he spit out. He then tosses the jar to Tien, who breaks it open and frees Kami. After which, Piccolo realizes that he got played, and he shrinks back down. From there, it's an all-out aerial slugfest. Goku and Piccolo move so fast that even Kami can't keep up. Goku launches a Kamehameha from his feet to launch himself midair and slam Piccolo into the ground, and Piccolo counters with a jolt from his antennae that sends Goku crashing down. Kami wants to jump in to help, but Goku refuses. He wants to win on his own. And after some back and forth, Kami respects his decision and steps out. After that, Piccolo fires a homing energy ball, but Goku baits it right back into Piccolo. Bleeding and pissed, Piccolo tears off his injured arm and regrows it. Then he starts charging up something big. Uh-oh. In episode 147, Piccolo keeps charging his ultimate attack and Goku has to convince his friends to get the hell out, which is harder than it sounds since no one wants to leave him behind. Tien then finally blasts a hole in the ground with his tri-beam so they can all duck for cover, and Piccolo goes on to fire off a massive energy wave that nukes the entire island. However, when the smoke clears, Goku's still standing. Piccolo's completely drained and Goku sees his shot. He launches into him with a flurry of kicks and a full-power Super Kamehameha that slams Piccolo into the ground. It looks like it's over. The count reaches 9, but then Piccolo lifts his head and blasts a beam from his mouth, impaling Goku right through the chest. Damn! Still, and slap me if you've heard this before, Goku's alive. The beam missed all the super important stuff in Goku's body, but he's got a gaping hole in him. Seeing this, Piccolo climbs out and stomps the wound. Tien and Krillin want to jump in, but Goku tells them not to. This is still his fight. In the last episode on the series, we're at episode 148. Goku, who's already half dead, is slowly being beaten to death limb by limb, including both his arms, unlike what Piccolo's dad did. After that, Piccolo floats into the sky for one last attack, just like his dad did. Kami tells Tien to kill Piccolo to stop this shit, but Goku still yells not to. He still has a plan and he swears he can win without killing. Jeez, Goku. Of course, no one buys it, and Piccolo launches his massive explosion demon wave and vaporizes Goku. Everyone starts assuming the worst, especially Chi-Chi, who was all set to marry Goku after the tournament. But, and for the last time, slap me if you've heard this before, Goku's not dead. He pulls a last-second escape and launches himself headfirst into Piccolo midair, knocking him out of bounds. And just like that, the World Tournament announcer names Goku the winner. Everyone rushes to Goku, relieved that he's alive, though he's totally wrecked. Later, Yajirobe shows up with senzu beans and heals Goku. Then, in a move that shocks literally everyone, Goku gives Piccolo a senzu too, because if Piccolo dies, so does Kami. And also, Goku low-key wants a rematch someday. Piccolo's not grateful, just pissed, and flies off swearing revenge. After that, Kami offers Goku his job as Earth's guardian, but Goku's like, nah, and pieces out with Chi-Chi on the flying Nimbus, heading straight into his next adventure, marriage. But we'll see more of that in the next video, won't we? And that was the entire Dragon Ball anime in just one video. The way this show kept building up and up into something big is fascinating to see. And of course, this is just the start of the whole Dragon Ball franchise. Yup, it only gets bigger from here, and we're yet to see a lot of the characters that I practically simp for. So, what was your favorite arc in the show? Do you prefer the laid-back comedy style of the early arcs or the intense, life-threatening drama of the later ones? Don't forget to tell me all about that in the comments. Up until next time then, I'll be seeing you real soon. Have a good day, and as usual, thanks for watching.